Hi guys, we have a guest today. Say hello, Cass.
Hello, Cass.
This is Caspian, who drew our beautiful emotes for the channel, also known as a Antivan Crow, as you would find them.
That is correct. I'm here to provide psychic damage today for Cole.
As per usual. One thing I've learned, actually, that happens with streams, whenever people are watching an ad, it doesn't count them as viewing the stream.
Interesting.
Which is stupid. Because I've had it pop down to like 3 people watching at points, and then it's like, wait, what? And then it will pop right back to like 12, and I'm like, what's going on? It's like, oh, it's because, Alright, so Valerius is here. We have things to do. And by things, I mean Davrin.
Correct. Do you want me to post that you're streaming in your server, since you never do it?
I always do. I'll do that. You want to post that I'm streaming in your server? That'd be cool.
Oh, I already have. I'm on the ball. I got you.
So I always post that I'm streaming, and like literally, if you go back, I haven't missed a day except for the one day.
That's not true. There was one time you made me post it, and I didn't have the rights to post it in the channel. Hey guys, you should join Cole's Discord server. It's very cool, very fun, very cutesy.
Yeah, see, it went from like 3 viewers to now it's saying I have 7, and I'm like, okay. That means oh, wait, I need to. I got new drip. Well, not new drip, but a new sword drip, and it's called Poison.
Yeah. Poisson?
Poisson. That video.
Yeah.
Hawk forgetting her best friend Aveline is half Orlesian. I got a croissant. Croissant! Oh, I love Dragon Age 2 so much. Also, hi Hank! I just saw your message in chat. Hello, how are you today? Hank is always playing one of his characters when we're doing our shenanigans, so I wonder who he is playing today.
Ooh.
Ooh, fancy longsword. And it has wings. Perfect. Caca.
Okay. And it has wings.
Caca, as the cats would
Caca.
say.
I just appreciate a good Antivan Crow.
A good Antivan Crow? Oh, you mean the PR team of Antivan Crows who are totally doing their best to make Rook think that they are totally the good guys, because they're like, listen, if he finds out we're actually like this horrific villainous organization, he's not going to help us.
Oh yeah. No, that's fully why I love the Antivan Crows, because I fully support the PR team headcanon that the rest of them are awful and they're just putting on a good show for Rook.
We see the other Talons for 1 second, and everyone else is like, you do not talk to Rook. Do not talk to Rook. Any of you.
Yeah.
Viago's just like, stop it. Stop talking to Rook.
I feel like even Viago, like, if it's a non-Antivan Crow Rook, then they're looking at Viago and they're like, you are on thin fucking ice, mate.
Oh, right. I have so many quests to do. We still have to do all of the soulless thingies.
Oh.
Regrets of the Dread Wolf. Yeah.
No regrets.
And have to do but we're gonna do a companion quest first. Let's do
Annette?
Let's do Hardings.
Oh, right.
Because I'm gonna put off Lucanus's as long as I can, but we're still gonna do it today because I know you want me to do it.
I can't believe you. That is correct.
You can believe I've done this.
I can, because I've seen you do it to me 100 times. So,
Cass plays in my Dragon Age D&D game that will be coming to the channel soon. We're recording episode 4 on Sunday, and then I'm uploading episode 1. And then, but Cass is playing a sassy, planning on romancing every NPC Antivan Crow, and then I traumatized them at the big party where they should have been able to romance people.
Patrol here.
Yeah.
If we retrace their steps, we'll figure out what happened.
I didn't get a treat. I got a trauma.
This way. And be on
you
your
got
guard.
trauma as a
I don't
treat.
know what we'll find here.
I did. I enjoyed the trauma.
As a treat? Yeah, also, I can't believe that people never realized Titans were a thing before. I wonder what that big... How did that big structure look exactly like, kind of like a person? Must be magic.
Confused, because I played I don't know. I don't know if it's because I played it more recently, but I played the DLC for Inquisition, and there's just straight up a Titan there. Like, you fight.
Well, the thing at the end is not a Titan. It's the Titan's guardian. It's protecting its heart. Because Titans themselves are
but, like,
that fucking big.
Yeah, but, like, the heart's right there.
Yeah, but it's the Titan's guardian. It's like something that protects its heart from damage. Like, it's not the Titan itself. The Titan itself, you are inside. It is a mountain.
Yes.
But it's
dead. Yeah, but I mean, you see the heart.
Yeah.
It's like, that's not a geological formation. Like, Inquisitor, I know you're dumb, because I make you make dumb choices, but you're not that dumb.
The Inquisitor has no personality, unless you headcanon a personality, because they tried to have their cake and eat it too, like combine Hawk and the Warden, and it's like, you can't do that. If you're gonna have a blank slate protagonist, they have to be voiceless.
Yeah.
Like, that's why Tab and Dirge work, and that's why the Warden works. It's not why. It's why the Inquisitor is the blandest Dragon Age protagonist.
Yeah.
Because the Warden,
I don't know how much lag is on the stream.
The personality.
Yeah.
Hawk and Rook are just amazing. Especially, nothing tops Sassy Hawk. I'm sorry. I know you're playing Dragon Age 2, and I know you're picking all of the purple options.
That is correct.
Purple Hawk is best Hawk.
Why are there undead things here?
Also, I don't know how much lag is on the stream, because for the stream, recently you were just in the snow. I just need to say, I appreciate the snow physics so much, of you running through the snow and there's just a little trail behind you.
Yeah, that wasn't there at launch though. They added that after the fact because people were pointing out. I think that's one of the first times you see me get upset at the game in my blind first playthrough, is I'm like, I was like, oh, no snow physics. And then, like, 2 streams later, we were back here. I was like, wait, there's snow physics now. Yay!
Yeah.
It's like a Black Emily Dragonborn and Baldur's Gate left 2 days. My 12 to Veilguard, though. Oh, nice. You playing your Baldur's Gate. That's why I like Hank. Hank sees me playing a game. Hank goes, I want to play that game again, too. I'm a bad influence on all of my viewers because they're like, oh, man, Cole's doing another BG3 run? Guess I better.
No, I saw that you started your BG3 run, and I was there like, what if I message Cole, being like, hey, what if we BG3? Like, what if?
We could stream BG3 together. That run is a, we could stream it, but the Ivar run is the Let's Roleplay for, because I've never done the Dirge before.
Oh, yeah.
And he would be so confused if Tim just popped up.
Harding?
Yeah. Oh no, I think
Ivar would just kill him, honestly.
Yeah. As he deserves. Come join my union.
Ivar's not as dumb as Dravar.
Yeah.
I have also realized that I either have my character's names start in a cuss sound or end in var.
You know, you're right.
Not all of them, but... And then my
Most
female
of
characters' names are like Azariel, Eliada, and they're like super fancy, and then it's like...
Yes, it's me.
That's Korrigar. He's a big guy.
Mm-hmm.
God, Korrigar's 2 for 2. It ends in the R sound and starts with the K.
Yeah.
These dwarves were just trapped in rocks.
How did you survive in a rock?
Get out the rock.
That's your question? Right now?
Rook says some dumb things sometimes, though. How did you survive in a rock?
Philosophers may
Okay,
How'd
but
you
it's
do
a
that?
legitimate
but I do
question.
not.
Oh, yes, I see. You are also the dumb as rocks Rook.
We were on patrol.
Hey, I'm the purple rook.
See, if we were
He left to investigate.
teleported into a D&D world, or like the Dragon Age world, or my homebrew world, you would be the one who's just asking dumb questions, and I'd be like, that's your question right now? And you're like, yeah, I want to know.
Exactly.
Tell me.
Thing I saw before suffocating
I
darkness.
wanna know. Yeah, that's exactly what it would be, because I'm like, why... What are the consequences to my actions? I have plot armor. The worst thing that could happen to me is that I have to be dragged out of the water.
You're like, hey Cole, should I piss off the gods of this world? And I'm like, no, please don't. And you're like, but what
like,
if they're
I
hot?
promise.
Yeah, like,
We should keep going.
sorry,
And I'm
too
like,
late.
I created them, Cass. They are all hot.
Be careful. Trust nothing you hear. Trust
I just think it's
And thank you.
funny.
Even my god of Rod is like, he's a hot dude. He's like Melania from Elden Ring. He's the god of rot, but he's also really hot.
I'm hearing God of Rod,
God
and
of
I'm
rot.
like, I'm in. You know what? Either way, I'm in.
God damn it.
Smash.
You would smash Ghilan'nain and Merkel, so you are not a good representation of what is attractive to, you know,
No.
people with brain cells.
No. You say this, but we did that poll, and there were a significant number.
Yeah, but it was in
of
your
our
server,
friends.
so how unbiased is that?
Old mining stuff.
I feel like there's a significant number of our friends who
I
would
feel
smash.
like if we put it in my server, Smash Your Pass Ghilan'nain, I'll make a Smash
Do
Your
it.
Pass chat just for you to put that in there. Like settle an
Please.
argument for me and Cole. Smash Your Pass.
Looks like someone was.
I will absolutely put that in there straight away.
I know you will. And all right, chat. Smash Your Pass Ghilan'nain. I
Yeah.
know there's 10 of you watching, but I know a lot of you who watch are just lurkers, which I do appreciate the lurkers. And hey, lurkers, just remember to like the video, because liking the video is important. It helps me out.
Like and subscribe.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure everyone watching right now is probably subscribed. Ghilan'nain is a pass. Elgar'nan, however. Thank you, Hank.
No, not
Thank
the
you,
wig
Hank.
man.
Yes. See,
Not the
see,
wig man.
My followers have class.
Not the wig man.
It's not a wig. That's not canon.
I can't believe you've done this.
Elgar'nan is hot. Every time he talks, I'm just like, damn, that voice alone could get me to do things. And I'm gonna imitate it, because if we do our plan for the Dragon Age campaign, I'm gonna have to imitate it. Just like,
Yeah,
oh,
you will.
sweet child, people judged you for changing to who you really are. I would not judge. I welcome you in your
So sorry, Cole,
perfect
but it's a
form.
rare pass from me.
But if it's me doing Elgar'nan,
I'm so sorry.
but listen, he's
The
gonna
pass
manipulate.
has to stop.
Listen, you say pass, but Bambi, I know is gonna be like smash.
I think Bambi is a reluctant smash.
Bambi's gonna smash as soon as I compliment him for being perfect who he is, and that
Oh, you're right.
you changed into your perfect form.
Yeah.
Those who
yeah.
judged you are wrong. You are exquisite. And as soon as he hears that, Bambi's like, oh, tell me more, son daddy.
Yeah, unfortunately, Bambi would just be like. So anyway, what were you saying about like taking over the world? Let's go.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
wanna
what I'm
get
worried
some
about is
coffee?
we're gonna do this campaign and then the party's gonna be like, you know what? Rook in hand. What's Rook done for us?
What has the Rook ever done for us?
I will say there might be some surprise changes if we do this campaign. There might be some of the members of the Veilguard actually don't join the Veilguard, y'all's group, and end up actually being enemies.
Ooh, that would be interesting.
And the top dog in that conversation might be Lucanus.
You know what? Fair enough. Though I feel like that also depends.
Because he wouldn't have
on if we
spite in this
finally-
timeline.
Yeah. Though I think it also depends how it goes in this campaign. Because if we get to see Lucanus, Bambi wants to see if he can rekindle things.
Maybe Valerius is beating you to the punch. No. And I'm just gonna be on chat, be like, you told me to have Valerius romance him. I just picked here.
I can't believe you've done this.
You would be so mad at me.
I would. That would be where I'm like, okay, that's the line, Cole. That's where the line. You can
It's fine.
like spit on me, punch me, set me on fire. You cannot take away Lucanus via Valerius.
I mean, Valerius isn't gonna get to meet Davern, so
Valerius isn't going to get to meet anyone if most of the party have their say.
oof. Well, we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
Well, that's the plan. Is season 1 is y'all's is Call of the Cune, which is the name of the first campaign, guys. If y'all are watching and want to check it out when it drops, it's a TTRPG. We use 5e as the base rules, but I homebrew the shit out of everything because I like my homebrew Dragon Age D&D game better than the actual D&D TTRPG because it's too simple. The actual Dragon Age TTRPG is just way too simple, man. Also, only 3 classes, period. I get it, Dragon Age only had 3 classes too, but like, come on. I let you guys have some freedom with that. Right, Cass?
I think it's really fun. Yeah, like, I really enjoy how you've let me have Bambi's build and, like, rare items.
Yeah. But then also, you know, it's not like, you're like, I have all these rare items, I'm OP, and then I'm like, hey, this ogre is just gonna, like... Yeah, little spoiler, Cass's character in episode 2 just gets completely eviscerated by a ogre.
Really rough.
And almost eaten.
Yeah, he was a chicken nugget for a hot second there. But the thing is,
But here's the thing.
the thing is, Cole, that you give me these magic items and then I forget to use them.
Yeah, if you're that, you are that player. You're like, oh, I have this cool thing. I don't use it the whole campaign because what if I need it later?
Yes, that is correct.
I hate despair demons. Ooh, headshot after headshot. Ooh!
Toxic despair demon? Oh my god, it's my ex. Wow, it's been so long.
Toxic despair demon? It's Ava.
Yup. I have, for when you're not having focus on fighting, right? I have a question for you.
Sure.
Because it's one I've been mulling over for a few days.
We need to go up. Let's look for a way
You
to
can
get there.
ask whenever. I like to talk when I'm fighting. It gives me things to talk about.
Bet. Okay. So, we're not going, like, game content-wise, because then that would be so unfair to the Lords of Fortune.
Yeah.
But if you had to choose a faction that, like, canonically did not exist anymore, which one would it be?
As a faction, you're gonna hate me for this. I actually think it should be the Crows, and they should be a faction you can work with, but not one you can be from as Rook. If that makes sense.
No, like,
Look, there's a way
Like,
through
not
there.
exist,
That-
period, lore-wise.
yeah, like, never existed, no history.
Honestly, lore-wise, it's probably still Lords of Fortune, because it's the only one that isn't, like, so intrinsically tied to the nation they're from. Maybe
That's-
Veil Jumpers, because they're recent, but, like, you can't get rid of the Crows, the Wardens, or the Mournwatch, because they're so intrinsic to everything Navarra, everything Thedas with the Grey Wardens, and Antiva doesn't even have an army because of the Crows.
Everyone else is close by.
Yeah, so either one. I think the Lords of Fortune, though, just because, like... Well, to be fair, the Veil Jumpers... They do more good, but the Lords of Fortune, I think, are cooler on, like, a... what could have been level.
Yeah, I get that. I feel like
Oh, they're
also,
definitely getting more
unfortunately-
content in our campaign.
Yes. And I think Veil Jumpers, I know I said not gameplay-wise, but from the gameplay, the Veil Jumpers, like, they're trying to do good, but every other one of them is stuck in a hole somewhere. So, like, at this point, they might as well just not exist.
Well, that's because they're less discerning with their, recruiting, as every other faction is. Every other faction is like, we don't take just anybody, and the Veil Jumpers like, you want to come here, Veil Jumper? There's picks up siege at last few days, in the series, regular tab, not a dirge. Dirge backstory conflicts with his and his own once full. Nice! And thank you for not spoiling, because you know I'm still playing through my Dirge playthrough.
Wait, you don't want Dirge spoilers? You don't want to hear about the secret Dirge ending where everyone goes and gets ice cream?
Oh man, you ruined it.
I'm
well.
sorry. At least I didn't tell you what flavor.
That's true. I'm gonna get strawberry because it looks like blood. And him and Astarion are both like that. I will say my
Yeah.
Dirge, like role-playing him, homie does not trust Astarion. He's like, if I have to kill anyone, it's gonna be you.
Ooh. Honestly valid. You know,
But-
I feel like... So you know how there's the rivalry mechanic?
Yeah.
I wish that would have been so fun to add into Baldur's Gate 3, because I feel like Astarion is
Dude,
the sort of
the
person
friendship-
where if they got the rivalry all
The
the way
friendship
down...
rivalry mechanic in Dragon Age 2 is so underrated. It was it was like way ahead of its time. I wish Inquisition, Veilguard, Baldur's Gate 3, any RPG with parties should have, instead of just they hate you or they love you, they should have friendship rivalry.
Yeah.
Because rivalry can be they fucking hate you. Because with some of the characters, like if you have rivalry with Varric, which also if you have rivalry with Varric and it wasn't intentional, like you just did it for the lulz, what is wrong with you if you didn't just do it for the lulz? Because Varric... But, like, with Fenris and Anders, they don't necessarily hate you. In fact, they probably want to fuck you more.
Mm-hmm.
But
And I feel like some of the characters in BG3, if you got that rivalry all the way down, like it is with Fenris and Anders,
yeah,
would want to fuck you. Like, Lae'zel, Astarion, like, I feel like they would benefit from this mechanic.
Honestly, Lae'zel's high approval feels like a rivalry.
I get jump scared by Lae'zel's high approval every time because I'm just like in the middle of a fight, just finished, just trying to like save a child, and Lae'zel's there.
And be tasted in return.
And I'm like, Lae'zel, you're saying this in front of a 5-year-old, please.
Yeah, like my favorite is when like I'm currently romancing Shadowheart, and I'm like, we're not locked in, we're not committed, and there's that dialogue option. Is it just me, or are you looking at me differently? And I'm like, I want to press it so bad, but I don't know if Ivar would. And we just finished the crush, so I think he might, because I feel like he trusts Lae'zel a lot more now after the conversation with Voss. And Lae'zel not instantly just being like, nah, fuck you, Vlakith's right. He's like, she was like, okay, you're speaking facts. I will consider. And Ivar went, Ivar, that deserves you a lot of respect from me. Should we fuck? Just don't touch Shadowheart.
Nice.
And I felt bad because Karlach went, maybe if you want to get to know each other later, we could get to know each other later. And I was like, don't make me hurt you, Karlach.
What do you mean?
Yeah, I accidentally locked in on sleeping with Astarion at the Tiefling party, my first ever run through, purely because like he's the closest one when you appear in camp, and he had the exclamation point, so I was like, oh, let's see what's going on here. And then immediately everyone else just, all their dialogue, it was just, oh, I was going to ask you if you wanted to spend the night, but you're spending it with Astarion. And I was like, wait, I didn't know I had a choice.
And that's not even the lock-in point, which is, they do a pretty good job of letting you know, like, hey, yo, you're not in a committed relationship. Until... What's so, because the committed relationship lock-in points are, like, so varied. Like, with Astarion and, like, Shadowheart, it's the beginning of Act 3, or end of Act 2. And with Karlach, it's, like, beginning of Act 2. And with Will, it's, like, middle of Act 2. Gale, it's, like, if you talk to anyone while you're trying to romance them, you're like, how dare you? Which, honestly, understandable. He likes to keep you to himself. He is not a polyboy. Which is like... I understand, but also, let me at least make out with Lae'zel before you lock me out of romance. Because Gale's romance is probably, so far, my second favorite. Just because he's so well written for a romance. And I honestly have the opinion that has gotten yelled at a lot, that I think his romance is better written than Astarion's.
That's fair. I've never completed his romance because I got the ick when you do the up in space as constellations, and I was like, why am I spinning like a windmill?
You don't have to do that, though. Like, you can just have sex in his bed if you ask him to.
Yeah, but he's magic. Why would I not go for the constellation? But I just got so thrown off by the way we were spinning.
See, and that's
like
everyone else that know who sims for Gale, like my friend Basic Lit Girl, she's just like, yeah, please more of that. And I'm like, different strokes for different folks. You just prefer your strokes, not 3 Gales at once.
It wasn't even that. That's not the problem for me. It was that it reminded me, like, it gave me flashbacks to, God, I always forget his name. Is it Baldrin on the windmill?
Barkus.
Barkus on the windmill.
The best gnome in existence's name.
I was like, my tab is currently Barkus, and Gale is this windmill.
I actually, like, in one of my Dirge videos, I don't know if I said in one of my Dirge videos or I was talking to someone about Ivar, they're like, why is he not going to give Astarion a chance? I'm like, because he was really racist towards gnomes, and also, like, the Gur, and Ivar doesn't remember his backstory, obviously, because the Dirge doesn't remember anything. But he still, like, he doesn't like racists. He's like, I'm not going to let you be racist, Astarion. And I did do the dialogue. I knew you were a jackass, but a racist? Astarion! It's like, I've romanced Astarion, and it's probably my least favorite.
You needed help.
So far.
That's fair. I
haven't finished my Shadowheart romance, because that's what I'm doing with Ivar.
You are both fools.
I've romanced Lae'zel, Astarion, Halsin, and Gale, and Will. And my favorites right now, and Karlach stuff. Karlach's my favorite, Gale's my second favorite, then a tie with Will and Lae'zel. Halsin is good, it's very good, but it's like, I still really like it, but like, I don't really count him. I will do a solo Halsin romance at some point, because I've heard if you only romance him, it's like super sweet.
We won't let it harm anyone else.
I think, so my
This thing,
favourite
whatever it
romance
is,
for Baldur's
must
Gate
be
3
stopped.
isn't with a Tav or Dirge,
what it
it's
was?
with Karlach Origin romancing Astarion.
Huh.
And it's
Because
after
there
me.
is a lot of extra
The only
content,
way to
especially
stop it is
Karlach
to
is my
face it.
favourite Origin to run. Because Karlach has so much extra.
I
like,
actually
you get
have
to...
not done an
I'll handle
origin
it.
run yet, but I need to.
Farther in.
Specifically, I really want to do
That's
a
where the
Will
Titan's
origin
heart is.
run.
That's where I have to
Yes.
go.
There's
That's
flirt
where it ends.
there's flirt options with Halsin that are Dwergar specific. That's interesting.
Oh, interesting.
I know there's a druid one, like after you sleep with them. My friend Storm got it, and she didn't do the dialogue because it was out of character for her character. But it's like, it's a druid specific dialogue option that says, "I feel more at one with the forest now that the forest has been inside me,"
Oh my god.
and it's like, that is horny as shit, and I love it.
Oh yeah.
I
Let's
adore Halsin, and I also cosplay him, so I'm a little biased. When I did that TikTok that was like, unpopular opinion, Halsin and Gale are both better looking and smoother talkers than... Sorry, and there was one people was like, yeah, Halsin, we know it's you. And then one person was like, you look like the child of Halsin and Gale, so of course you would say that. I'm like, that is the best compliment you could ever tell a man with long hair. It's like, you look like a mix of Halsin and Gale. It's like, thank you.
The heart.
I do love in my BG3 run how I absolutely, like, immediately got the mod for, Will with the dreads. With the long dreads. Looks so good on him.
Hell yeah.
You basically tell
Yeah,
him to
I will
skip the
say-
pleasantries and get right to the sweaty part.
Yeah. But like with what you said, like about them being smoother, I fully agree. Like, I'm an Astarion lover, don't get me wrong. But Astarion
I don't
is an
understand.
annoying twink. Like, he's not
Very.
a smooth talker. He's an annoying twink, and I relate to that.
Oh, well.
Valerius has no idea how to respond to another Harding.
Yep. Okay, but can we talk about the Tyson Harding smash?
Of course you say that.
Look at her. Look at her.
You're not her type. You're not 7 feet tall. Which we know canonically, Harding has only had one romance partner that we know of, and it's Tosh, if you don't romance either of them.
That is correct.
My anger and my pain.
Like, Harding would tell me if I flirted with her, it's like, yeah, you're a little short. You're buff like I like, but you're a little short.
I couldn't
Yeah,
do
it really does. Tosh and Harding really do remind me of that one infamous screenshot that's used in a lot of memes, if you know what I'm talking about.
So sorry.
The pinning against the wall one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The one that's pulled probably straight from a porn.
Oh, it is. Yeah, it is pulled from a porn.
Vengeance is all we have.
One of my
Sorry.
friends was like joking. He's like, oh, I don't know, man. Some men are hot, but I'm definitely not buying. I'm like, oh yeah. Do you ever watch girl on girl porn? He's like, no, I like man on girl. I was like, oh, so you like looking at dick? He was like, you might have a point there, dude. I was like, if you don't like girl on girl porn, there is a chance. There's a very strong possibility But you like what you see on both ends. I was like, also, do you like when the guy is not attractive? And then he's like, nah, I like when the guy's good looking. And I'm like, straight guys don't care about that. He was like, oh shit.
You gave me some
you might
things
be
to think
fine,
about. Yeah.
And 3 arrows right to the head.
Ka-chow.
The archer builds can be so good if you get time to draw your bow all the way.
Also, Colt, because you've not been able to come into, and we've been kind of all over the place with everyone traveling, the D&D server, you've blissfully escaped what's become the new trend in there. Because obviously I've been doing my auditions for the musicals, and one of them, there's one particular phrase in the Scottish accent of, I love my king, and now one person says it, and it's like rapid gunfire, everyone one after the other, and I'm gonna lose my mind.
Oh, I love my king.
I love my king.
I love my
him
king.
still.
For Robert the Bruce.
Exactly.
For King Robert.
For King Robert.
Every time
I
someone
love
says for
my
King
king.
Robert in like Game of Thrones style, like Robert brought it out, I'm like, but there's only one King Robert I respect, and it's Robert the Bruce. It's fuck the English.
Yes. So far to Scotland.
Scotland.
See you like again.
Oh no, I have to detonate things with. This Harding's not here. Everything's thinking necrotic, and I have necrotic. Harding.
Harding, you're ruining the party.
It's Harding in Hightown right now. Because she's up high. That line in Inquisition always is so funny to me. Like, Barrick's just so excited that her name is Harding. He's like, you ever in Hightown? She's like, no. Because you'd be Harding in Hightown. And then Cassandra's just like, whoops.
Sandra is constantly done with Varric shit, and I respect that.
See, I love the characters in Inquisition to an extent, but like also, anyone who says that they're objectively better than Veilguards, I'm like, but have you met Sarah? Oh, and you're about to tell me you're a Sarah defender, aren't you?
No, dear God. No, I unfortunately cannot get behind Sarah, because Sarah is very much, in my opinion, written like she is a 15-year-old girl.
She is.
And I...
Like Solus speaks Elven to her. I'm like, oh come on.
Yeah, I struggle with Sarah a lot, unfortunately. And I'm like, I'm not a girl, but I want to be a girl's girl, but I can't be a girl's girl for Sarah.
Sarah's awful. Worst companion in all of it. Ah! Her or Elgar'nan. I know you haven't played Origins, but you watched my playthrough, you know about Elgar'nan.
I told you.
I do, and apparently there's hype around Elgar'nan. I think like a lot of people like him.
Everything the Avenures did to the Titans.
From people's reactions,
There
in
are a
certain
lot of
mention-
basic-ass white boys, or like dude bros, who really like Elgar'nan, and I'm like, the guy who sexually harasses the 47-year-old woman who's written like she's 70? Yeah, there's one thing, like, I love Harding's questline, but on the note of this, I feel like this comes out of nowhere. Like, honoring the anger comes out of nowhere for me for Harding. And that's why I feel like Harding was meant to be Volta from Inquisition, was supposed to be. But people wanted Harding so bad that they just kind of shoved Harding into Volta's character slot. And added a little bit about, like, Ferelden with her character development. Because the Honor of the Titan's anger would work for Volta, but it doesn't work for Harding. Compassion, because that's how Harding is. Harding is too sweet and compassionate. I love all the characters in Veilguard, but there are some characters that I know we missed out on that were originally planned, like Dorian and Volta and Calpurnia. Although, to be fair, if we didn't have Calpurnia, if we had Calpurnia, we wouldn't have Nev, and I don't know if I'm willing to lose Nev.
We're different.
But if we had Volta, we wouldn't have Harding, and I think I'm willing to make that trade. But if we had Dorian, we wouldn't have Emmerich, and that's That would be a tragedy.
Yeah.
Sarah and Ogren would have both benefited greatly from private sensitivity readers before the lines got recorded. Oh, yeah!
Yes.
You're trying to have an emotional moment with Sarah, and she goes, I'll show you coming together.
Yup.
She's a child.
Yeah. I find it really interesting, not to call you out on main Cole, but I find it really interesting because I remember when we were talking before Veilguard came out, Harding was the one you were most excited about. You were like, I'm going to romance Harding. And then when we were chatting about it, after, like, while we were both playing through it, and you said you were romancing at the time, I was like, oh, you didn't go for Harding? And I got it, because I prefer Harding in,
I don't prefer her in Inquisition because I don't think she's like a nothing character. I love Harding in Veilguard. I think she's written pretty well, but there are just scenes that are clearly not made for her.
Still clearing.
And it's like,
You ready to
they
go?
fit a Harding-sized peg into a Volta-sized hole, which fit almost perfectly. But they definitely needed to change some things here and there if they wanted to make it work seamlessly. And it seems like that attention went into other characters. Except Lucanus. It definitely didn't go into Lucanus.
Stalguard and the others are returning to Kal Shiraz.
Yeah, and I do love Harding in this game, and I will romance her at some point, but, like, and I do like her. But this whole thing with her, like, I like Harding in this game when she's being Harding. Not when she's being savior of the dwarven people. I don't think... It also feels a little disrespectful to give a dwarf who's never been to Orzammar this, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You've proven your strength.
I feel like they could have also just added another character slot and had Harding
I
be
couldn't have done it without
the
you.
full rogue that she already is with a different story, and have Volta be a mage,
I used
like a
to
stone
worry that I'd
mage
lose
character,
myself
or a warrior
to the
with mage
Titans.
magic.
But I
Then we would have gotten another warrior who didn't use fire and used physical.
How could I lose myself when they were
But
always
instead...
So...
But I don't know. They have this weird thing about, like, we can't have two dwarves!
And after that,
Well, that was why for...
That's why she wasn't a party member in Inquisition.
step at a time.
Because they didn't want two dwarves.
Wasn't the creator...
See where it takes
Yeah, and
me.
didn't the creator also not want people to romance dwarves for some reason?
Yeah, David Gator was weird about that.
Yeah.
David Gator is, like...
I
He's one of those authors
You're
that
just
is,
a
or
ball
writers that is a
with well of
great,
support, aren't ya?
fantastic writer.
I try.
He's good at writing characters.
And I don't know
He's
if I
good at
said
plot.
thank you,
He's
so
meh at world
Thank you,
building, because all of his world building in
I
Dragon
wouldn't
Age is
do it
so
without you.
basic, and all of his lore is so basic. It didn't really expand until Inquisition and writers who were not him, because he did write Inquisition, but writers who were not him wrote the lore, but he wrote the plot and the characters, and he's great at that. But he also has just weird opinions. And he's a total ally, like complete ally, right? But then he'll make weird-ass comments about the female characters, and it's like, what do you mean by that, Dave?
Yeah. I think some of the...
And he was
Like,
really weird.
from-
Like, Ogren wasn't romanceable because he was like, why do you people want to romance a dwarf? And I'm like, that's kind of racist, dude.
Yeah, and I think it's also... There's that weird clash as well of time stuff came out, like, socially, you know. And then also wanting... It's a thing so many fantasy people fall into. Of that, but like, oh, I'm basing it on this time period, therefore we must have these subjects. And it's like, it's a fantasy world. I don't think we actually do need...
Like, there's gonna, like,
Stereotypical
I agree.
sexism.
And there's gonna be stuff like that in my books. Like, obviously in my books there's going to be, like, some asshole people in the world, right? But it's not gonna be the norm for everyone to be misogynistic or everyone to be racist, like in Dragon Age Origins they are.
Yes,
Like-
exactly.
Like, that is one thing that really bothers me about, Origins is every human being is racist. At first. Except the ones in your party. None of them are racist. And even if they do say something racist on accident, they immediately are like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. But meanwhile, every other human in the world, even the good guy characters, are like, so what? I said something racist. Who cares? And it's like, excuse the fuck out of you, Honora. Like, it's like... And then Dragon Age 2, they did it even more so, because they were like, more racism, it builds the... David Gator was weird. He really, like... He thinks dark fantasy means everyone has to be, like, a bigot. All the normal and evil people have to be bigots to make the main characters look good. And I'm a dark fantasy writer who realized that's lazy writing.
Yes. And also, this kind of segues, because the thing is, I can't remember if you know the deep lore, but I already have a, what's the word? A problem with Game of Thrones anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But on top of that, I think Game of Thrones, when people are still nowadays huge fans of it, and like relish talking about a lot of the darker stuff especially, I'm like, I see you. I don't like that. Because it's like very much, it's especially cis white men, like cis straight white men who they're using it as an excuse to enjoy violence against women especially.
Yeah, there's definitely darker things.
World.
Martin's world is an incredibly dark world, and I do like the Song of Ice and Fire world, and I do enjoy the shows, but like, there is too much sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, did we need... Spoilers for Season 2 of House of the Dragon. Did we need a child's head to be sawed off while the mother can still hear it as she's running away with her other child? That's too much. Like... There is too much. And also, like, the way they write women sometimes.
Yeah.
Now, to be fair, a lot of the way they write women problems in A Song of Ice and Fire are not from Martin in the later stuff. It's from Benioff and whatever the fuck the other guy's name is. David Benioff, and they...
yeah.
They're both fucking terrible writers, if I'm being real. Those dudes should never touch another property again. Oh, wait, and they won't because they ruined Game of Thrones, so nobody's ever going to trust them again. Like, yeah, like...
So that they could jump onto another property that did not do well.
Like, I love my dark fantasy, like... And the parts they love about Dragon Age Origins are, like, the Game of Thrones-y, like, stuff, and I'm like, so you don't like Dragon Age.
Mm-hmm.
You like that Dragon Age when it was kind of extreme in the beginning. Like, Dragon Age was pretty extreme in the days of Origin, and even DA2, but, like, at least in DA2, most people are like, wow, this guy's a fucking asshole whenever somebody's, like, a bigot or, like, super racist.
Yeah.
Like, everyone's like, wow, this guy sucks! It's like... And granted, I do think you need stuff like that in dark fantasy to an extent, but it shouldn't be, like, every 5 fucking seconds. Like, and there's gonna be moments in my books where Ivar gets racism because he's a Kolsar, because, like, he's not around, like, elves are kind of like, oh, wow. Huh. But it's gonna be, like, mostly jokes like, what's the weather up there like, and, like, stuff like that. But, like, his sister and, like, other normal-ass people in the world are gonna be like, hey, that's not cool. Why are you talking shit to him just because he's got round ears and tall?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's going to be seen as a problem. Because guess what, guys? Racism is, to say it with me, bad!
Yep.
There's a lot of fantasy writers that can't fucking grasp that, looking at you, Sarah J. Maas.
Mm-hmm.
Or, my imperialist fantasy isn't bad, it's actually a good thing. You know, all those, like, dark, barbaric people who are, like, cannibals and stuff, they're totally from this other area that's absolutely not fantasy Scotland.
Oh, Florida, Scotland.
Oh my
yeah.
God. Like, Sarah J. Maas.
Mm-hmm.
Definition of cool ideas, but then you look at her map and just realize it's just the UK and Scotland. It's like, oh no, this is about to be super, super anti-Celtic, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Oh, of course it is.
This is going to be pro-colonization, isn't it?
Of course it is.
Pro-expansionist.
Yeah, I'm so glad everyone here is watching today, because actually this is just a ploy. I'm going to now talk to you about the Highland clearances. Welcome.
No.
And another Fen'Harel altar.
Ooh, I found a wolf statue. Damn it, I don't want to do the
Ka-chow.
puzzle, though. I don't want to do the puzzle.
Gotta do the puzzle. you gotta do a puzzle.
Do your mom's puzzle.
Okay. You can try.
It's like 1,500 pieces. It's gonna be hard.
Yeah.
Look at you
It's
having
one of
parents
those
who
puzzles.
who love each other. Nerd.
Got him.
Your parents love each other? Nerd.
Nerd.
What's it like to have a good childhood, dork?
What can I say except you're welcome?
What can I say except what are you talking about? I'm Batman. I'm not Batman.
You.
I've got a weird audio glitch when my last work finished the puzzle. I did it very late game when all the other things are done and Davin and Wakana's with me, yet it was Balara who spoke. Oh, wild.
Oh, interesting.
Balara just pops in and is like, oh my god, elf stuff! I'm very glad that they didn't just fall into the trap of making Balara Meryl 2.0.
Yeah.
Because they very much could have, because I know you, as soon as you started playing Dragon Age 2 and you met her, you were like, oh, she's like Balara! That's probably your first instinct, wasn't it?
Yeah.
No.
They're
not similar personality-wise, really, at all.
Yeah.
They just look similar and are Dalish elves. Except one's Asian and one is Scottish for some reason.
Hey. Oi. Calm down.
Did you notice that in Dragon Age 2, all of the sudden... Did you notice in DA2, all of a sudden, all the Dalish elves became Celtic?
Yes. So that was something that kind of threw me, going into Veilguard, because I hadn't played Inquisition for a while when I went into Veilguard, and then I was like, oh, a strong American accent from the elf.
Yeah.
I was...
Well, especially,
I was like, oh, a cowboy, okay.
I had a friend who, like, played Dragon Age 2 but right before Inquisition came out, because it was the only Dragon Age game he hadn't played, because he heard it was bad. He started playing it, and he's like, what the fuck, this is the best one. And I'm like, pretty much. And then he started playing with... And he's like, why is every Dalish elf fucking Scottish?
The dragons we fought in
And I was like, I think they were trying to do a thing, and then they realized, ooh, the people who lost their homeland and are now wandering in the hills and the mountains, probably making them Celtic is a little racist.
You said the dragon's a fang scorcher.
Maybe a little.
Fire breather, related to the Ferelden Frostback.
Or not racist, but like...
I have to disagree. You know what my favorite Dragon Age game is? The objectively best one?
She's small and sneaky.
Which one?
Attacks with fire
It's
from a distance to soften
the
up weapons. And she's mean.
10-hour compilation of every line of Zevran's dialogue.
That you had to watch for research purposes?
Yes. Yes, I did.
Check.
And I
do
do it again.
Research purposes.
Research.
Totally not, this man is hot.
I will proudly say,
You said
I
she attacked
love
villages.
Zevran
Are we dealing
Aranai,
with another attack in a
and you
city
cannot
like
take him
Jerusalem and
from
Ramphis?
me. You
No.
can claw him from my cold dead hands.
I don't need to. You watched my full playthrough. I romanced Liliana. She's mine.
Oh, yeah.
But only because they're cowards and didn't let Alistair be by.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
I do, like, hope, like, just to piss off all of the Origins purist dude bros, because there's talks of Origins getting a full remake, but not from BioWare, but from, like, a third-party company, like, just kind of pull in a, Blue Point Entertainment, like, you know, that company that made the Shadow of the Colossus and Demon Souls remake, and just made them real pretty, but were super faithful. I don't want them to do it. I want, like, Obsidian to do it, because Obsidian's also very left-leaning, and them to just be like, you know what, fuck all these guys, and they just make everyone pansexual. So it's like, you want to fuck Alistair as a guy? Here you go. I would pay thousands of dollars for that game.
I support this. I support this.
I don't want it to have
And give me the
Veilguard's combat,
polyamory.
though, because I love action RPG combat, but I don't think that would work with,
I don't really do clothes.
I love that line from Tosh K. I don't really do clothes. I don't think Origins could work with Veilguard's combat, but like
I don't know.
only if they made it a party of 4. Because you will pry my, me playing a warrior with a two-handed weapon, Alistair, Morrigan, and Leliana for my cold dead hands. But only after Morrigan gets Spirit Healer, because I need a healer. Wynn joins the party just long enough for me to teach Morrigan Spirit Healer, and then Wynn gets benched.
Honestly, valid.
Because also, Wynn was mean to my dog, and called him filthy, and that made me upset. It also made Remy upset when she was watching that on my playthrough.
Will it do the thing where it flaps its wings and makes a whirlwind?
Also, one thing I've heard that people want changed is that Zevran should actually be able to lockpick. Because he brings it up in his intro.
Yeah.
And then he's awful at it.
Yeah. Also, I love how Rook just gets incredibly excited about the dragon and is like, is it going to shoot its tail spikes like arrows? Tosh's like, dragons don't do that. And he's like, okay. And it's like, it would have been a lot cooler if they did. I love that BioWare knows its audience and they knew that everyone wants their Rook to be super into dragons.
This is the Dragon Age.
I saw a TikTok that made me laugh and it was someone being like, damn, why am I fighting so many dragons? I said as I played the video game called Dragon Age.
Okay, but that's me going through Dragon Age Inquisition and completing everything but like the last bit of the main story before I fight any dragons because I'm too afraid.
Dragons aren't even that hard in Inquisition. They are if you fight them like super early, like if you fight the... What happens with a lot of people, and I'm guessing this is what happened to you, people like get terrified because they encounter the Ferelden Frostback when they're like level 5. It one-shots them and they're like, ah!
You would be correct.
That happened to me too, and I'm like, my thought was just, well, I am too low level for this. I should leave and go do main story and come back.
There's also, I need to see if it will, I need to make a new save and see if it will fix it, because there's like an island on the Storm Coast that you can apparently get to by fixing the bridge, but the bridge quest, even though I've completed it, never fixed the bridge, so I'm stuck.
Oh, you can't fight the last 2 dragons.
No idea.
Yeah, I'm stuck
last
in a
3
basin.
dragons, actually, because there's 3 in there.
Mm-hmm.
What about the dragon
Yeah, I
Inquisition?
just straight up can't get to it.
Bull of Romance requires it, and I'm not gonna not ride the bull. I like Iron Bull as a romance. I don't necessarily like how he was essentially used as like the kink guy.
Mm-hmm.
But I understand why. But like, I don't also like somebody pointing out that it's a little weird that they keep using the Kunari romances to introduce topics that aren't necessarily common in games like kink culture and non-binary characters. And I'm like, huh, I did not notice that, but now that I have, I can't unnotice it. And someone said it's because they are so different looking themselves that you question it. And I was like, ooh, that's problematic thinking, guys. I question it less because they don't look like me. Ooh.
Yeah. And I will say, hot take. Cullen was my first romance, and I enjoyed the romance, but I would say that I think it is overhyped, especially the desk scene. I think the desk scene's overhyped. I think they should have made Cullen the kink guy. This is my petition.
And then you and you and Parker can fight about that.
Listen, no, I really enjoy Cullen. I just think that scene is overhyped, and it upsets me that he had so much paperwork that he was doing, and now it's all on the floor in a mess.
That's why it actually upsets you, because you're a desk job nerd.
I literally don't have a desk job, but
But paperwork is part of your job.
No, it's not.
Oh, it's not? You don't have to do paperwork about the bones?
Well, that's only, like, a very small thing I occasionally do. I'm mostly a tour guide, so I'm mostly out on buses talking to people.
Ah. But, I was gonna say is, Parker was actually talking about, like, her ex-boyfriend got her into Dragon Age, and she's like, it's the only good thing he did for me. Because he was like, Cullen's a poorly written character because his character arc in Inquisition doesn't make sense. And she was like, what the fuck are you talking about? And then, like, we were talking about it, I'm like, I think he was just mad that you found him hotter than you found Finn. You found your boyfriend. And she was like, I did. He was like, sorry, you were too much of a pussy to not screw me on a desk. And I was like...
Alright, she knows we're here. That means...
And I was like, oh, I'm gonna tell that story. Can I tell this story? And she was just like, yeah, I've told it on my streams, so...
I support Parker in this. I just don't support the fact that there was so much paperwork and an ink pot on the desk.
But it shows how more, he cares more about you than his job.
If it was an empty desk, I would support this. I cannot
But then you
support...
don't get the dramatic swiping everything off the desk.
Then it could have at least been, I don't know, like a battle map. Like, that's okay, you can reset the pieces, it's fine.
See, my ranking of the male, because Hank just put his ranking of like the male romances in the chat. My ranking of the male romances is Dorian, Cullen, Bull. No, Bull and Blackwall are actually kind of tied for me because I really enjoy Blackwall's. I just don't like him as a character as much as the other ones, if that makes sense. I love his romance more than I like him, if that makes sense. And then bottom one is Solus for me as well, which I have a lot of friends who are like, how dare you? But like, I'm sorry, the egg is not hot until Veilguard. And then Veilguard, he's like, really hot? And it's like, if you look like that in Inquisition, I might have romanced you.
Built like a rectangle in Inquisition.
And he slumps so much, and it's like, buddy, stop slouching.
Yeah, and like coming from Veilguard, going back to Inquisition when I started doing like a new playthrough of it, I was so thrown by...
You know what you should do instead is finish your playthrough of Dragon Age 2.
I know, I need to. I got very distracted because I also am playing Hades 2.
Okay, that's valid.
That's got a new, that's got a new patch out, and I also really want to play Divinity Original Sin 3 again because that was so good. You mean Original Sin 2? Because 3's not out yet because Larry's working 2.
on it. I need to play that on the channel, and you're gonna comment on every video with like TVD or something.
Absolutely, I am. Because I cannot wait for you to meet the character.
Everyone I've talked to who's played the game has been, you're the only one who hasn't been like, oh, you're gonna be a Losis simp. Everyone is like, you're gonna be a Losis simp, and I'm like, why do you say that? And they're like, girl Gale a little bit, but she's a bard. And I was like, ooh.
Actually be an Ifan simp.
Oh, I know I'm gonna like Ifan, that's what everyone's told me. I had one friend who's like...
I think you might end up being a simp for him.
What do you think I'll romance him? First playthrough, I may not. Well, I already know who my party... I have 2 options for what my party is going to be. Because I know you can only take 4, and I've looked into the characters, and not their personalities or their stories, but just like their base abilities and like what they're supposed to be. I know you can change them into whatever you want, which I do like. Like from the... I also like how you can do it from the get-go, and you don't have to wait till you get a Withers equivalent.
Yeah.
But, my party, because I'm going to be playing as created character my first run, not doing an origin my first run. So I'm going to be playing as me, and I'm definitely bringing Alosa and Ifan. And then for my 4th, it's either going to be Red Prince or Fang, which I have been told those are the 2 most lore-important characters in the game.
Yep.
And I'm like, they're like, you should have both. I'm like, but Losa and Ifan. And I'm like, also, then I can do another playthrough where I have the other one in my party.
See what you got.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Also, Dragonman. I want Dragonman in my party.
Yeah, who's the dwarf? That's not
Beast.
Fane, is it?
Beast is my least like willing to put in my first party.
That's very fair. My first party was Ifan, Red Prince, and Beast.
You had all the boys.
I had all the boys,
except for Skelly Man.
So
you didn't have Bone Man? I'm shocked.
I didn't have Bone Man. But you're gonna simp the most for a character that you can't romance.
Is it the
Malady.
Yeah, I've heard about her, but I know nothing of her, and I've only seen the one
I'm not
picture
gonna
you
tell
sent
you.
me.
Yeah. I will tell you nothing beyond that, but that's who you're gonna simp for the most.
I have been told that Thane is more important for the direct story you're doing. Like, he is more important to the lore of your specific story in Divinity Original Sin 2, and Red Prince is more world lore important.
Yeah. It's definitely world lore important. Thane, I don't know because I never bring him.
I've heard he's really cool too and really funny, but I've also heard the Red Prince is like the funniest character in the party.
Yes.
Even though he's like a total dick. Someone described him to me as Paladin Astarian, and I was like, how are you going to say something so wild, but also make me insanely excited to see this character?
I mean, I'd say even more than that. He's more Paladin Volo.
Volo?
Yeah.
Oh, that makes me not want to.
Oh no, in a good way. In a funny way.
I was told he has Astarian's sass, like 150%, and like honestly even more, and I'm like, how are you gonna have more sass than Astarian? It was like, and my friend was like, don't be put off that the first conversation you have with him, he says you'll make a fine slave. I was like, what?
Oh yeah, yeah, he does do that. But once you power through, he's great.
So he's like Astarian. At first, he's like the most like, ooh, I hate this guy character, and then he becomes like a character that you're like, yeah, I like this dude.
Oh, he very much is. Yeah, the character development for all of the characters is so good.
I'll have to see. That's what I'm playing next after we beat, I don't know if it's what we're tackling after Mass Effect, because Mass Effect is almost over, but I know for sure it's what we're tackling, if not after Mass Effect, after Baldur's Gate 3.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'll wait until after BG3 because doing 2 Larian games at once is probably going to occupy way more brain power than I have. Especially since I'm playing one of them fully blind and one of them only dirge blind.
Yeah, and yeah, it would definitely throw you as well because the combat is very similar but also very different. Like I
played the first Divinity Original Sin, so
yeah.
But that one didn't really have party members that mattered. They were mostly just like hirelings essentially. The party members did not matter in the first game at all.
Yeah, like I binge played Divinity Original Sin 2 and then like over the course of a few days and then went back to Baldur's Gate 3 and I got so thrown by the combat system again, being like, what? Wait, how does this work? Because
I've been told it is a lot more in-depth in Divinity, and there's a lot more to worry about.
Yeah,
I've also been unfortunately told that I can't be a barbarian build really because there's no way to like make a low armor work.
Yeah.
Which makes me sad. They're like, you can wear low armor, you're just gonna be struggling. And there are barbarian-looking clothing options. And there's definitely barbarian-like skills. Yeah, it's available on PS5. I own it on both PS4 and PC. Well, which technically means I have it on PS5, but Spiny Squirts are taking forever to kill. That's one thing I did figure out, Cass. Everything else in the game is so much harder as a rogue than a warrior, except dragons. Dragon is the only thing that got easier playing a rogue, because bow. Everything else in the game is so much easier as a warrior.
Oh yeah, same with warrior versus mage. Like
everything else is easier as a warrior, and then dragon is easier as mage.
Oh yeah, like the
probably because the shield toss doesn't have a ton of range.
Yeah, I can never remember her name, but the Storm Rider dragon.
Oh, Kataranda. Oh, Kataranda is a fucking bitch if you're a warrior.
Yeah, I died about 5 times before I finally got
She's
her.
so hard as a warrior, and then as a rogue, I'm imagining I'm going to have such an easy time.
Yeah, like as a mage, I just kind of stood in the corner and just chilled while shooting with my staff. Well, Lucanus and Lucanus and Davrin did all the hard work, because I bring my boys everywhere. I love them arguing.
That's like Maddie's mini, where she's like, yeah, my first playthrough, it was all Davrin and Lucanus, and that's why, like, when people are like, oh, their rivalry isn't fleshed out, I was like, what are you talking about? And then I remembered not everyone brings them everywhere.
Yep. Yeah, I know that you should build, like, combat with combos and stuff. I rarely use combos, because I play at low difficulties, and instead I just bring the characters that I want to see them interact together.
Yeah, I mean, I play on high difficulties and still bring the characters I just want to see interact. Like, I'm playing, this is on Nightmare. And
yeah, that's because you're very skilled.
Not as a rogue, I struggle so much as a rogue. But as a warrior, this game is so much easier as a warrior than any other class. That's kind of the trend in Dragon Age, though. Warrior's easy mode. Mage does so much damage, but if you get hit once, you fucking die. And rogue is fun. Well, rogue is fun in Veilguard. It's not fun in the first. Well, rogue can be fun in Dragon Age 2 if you're playing a twin blade rogue. But as an archer, not as much. And then, I mean, Inquisition, the combat just sucks. My opinion. Inquisition is the worst. Dragon Age 2 is the best combat out of the first three, in my opinion. Veilguard has the best, period. Like, by far. But then again, I was talking about this in the last episode of Baldur's Gate 3 that I recorded. I was like, going back and forth between Veilguard and Baldur's Gate 3 is so interesting, because anytime someone says Baldur's Gate 3 has better graphics, I'm like, you may like the art style better, but Dragon Age Veilguard is graphically much prettier. Yes. And I like the art style better, but like the art direction, like the armor designs and weapon, like the armor designs, I like so much better in Baldur's Gate 3. Weapon designs, though, I think Veilguard's got the edge, because like, look at that bow. There's no bow in Baldur's Gate that looks even remotely that cool. But then like,
oh yeah.
But then it's like gameplay, and gameplay goes back and forth because I love turn-based and action. I think I like Veilguard's a little better. But that's just like preference based. But also everything else, though, if you compare them as games, Baldur's Gate 3 is better in every other regard except the main stories, like storytelling. The main plot is better in Veilguard, especially the ending and the final minus 50% range attack damage. Oh, fuck no. But the ending is, especially Act 3, is so much better than Baldur's Gate 3's Act 3.
Oh god, yeah. There's so many, you know, they've given, like, Astarion 5 updates to his story, but they still haven't finished off half of the plot hooks that were abandoned.
And this is me saying that, like, I still wholeheartedly think Baldur's Gate 3 is much better than Veilguard as a game. But there are things I like better about Veilguard that I like a lot better than Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah, I will say though, weapons design wise, like weapons design wise, I enjoy the big weapons in Veilguard more, but I cannot get over the daggers in Veilguard because I hate the daggers with a passion. They're so the long oversized.
Swords and, see, that's the thing with like Warrior. I don't ever want to play Sword and Board because the shields look so fucking cool.
Yeah.
And then there's little like rinky-dink swords.
No, but realistically,
the swords got gypped in this game, and that's historically something Dragon Age has always made look super cool. Is the swords.
The dragon, you said something.
But then in this game, they finally made cool looking.
Really rough.
But in this game, they finally made cool looking great axes, hammers, and bows. Finally, and staves. Like it's like the thing they were historically had really cool. The swords look bad in this game, and the things that they had historically made look really bad look really fucking cool. I will say Davrin's swords all have really cool designs, but you can't use them.
Yeah.
There are a few of the longsword designs that I really like. There's a couple of them that look really cool, but not enough.
Yeah, I think I hate so many of the sword and dagger designs so much because they look like, I love Hero Forge. I love making characters on Hero Forge, but it's the same where it's out of proportion.
Mm-hmm.
where I just
And you can't make them
it's
bigger
very
for whatever
much-
stupid fucking
I
reason.
can get stuck in arguments.
Like,
Yeah,
I
like,
get it. They wanted to make the weapons all one size so that it would be so that it would look as like the same size on every character. So like if you're playing a dwarf, or your sword is the same size if you were a Kunari. But then if you're playing a human or a Kunari, especially a human or Kunari male or masculine presenting non-binary trans person, they look so small. Especially if you're playing a Kunari. The only weapons that look proportionate to your size if you're playing a Kunari is the two-handed weapons for the warrior class.
Mm-hmm. And even just playing like
just like
average human size, like right in the middle of the slider, the daggers look like they're swords. Like that's not a dagger, and it upsets me.
Well, they're not daggers.
As a mage.
Oh, you mean the mage, the
Orban
daggers
dagger.
and Orban dagger, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like their design at all either. Like the swords look, so it's like in ranking of like the designs, weapons. The hammers look the best.
Yeah.
Then the great axes. Then, in my opinion, probably the bows. Then the staves. Then the long swords. Then the daggers.
Maybe that way she doesn't spend the whole time talking about
The shields, on the other hand, look so fucking cool, but they're paired with the dumbest looking. To be fair, some of the one-handed axes look really cool, which is nice. So whoever made this game really had a hard-on for axes because they don't even let you have great swords.
Still a stupid name.
Which kind of upset me whenever the game came out, but then I was like, you know what? I've played with a great sword in every Dragon Age game up to this point that I played a warrior.
The trap had failed. Like
my Kunari Inquisitor in Inquisition, he used a great axe, but that was only because I found a really cool one at the end of the game. My Warden, he used a great sword. If my Hawk had been a Warden, he would have used a great sword. So it's like, you know what? Let's use a hammer. And then they had the coolest looking hammers in the history of Dragon Age. And the Kunari specific like equipment, like weapons and armor and like stuff looks so cool, and so does the Grey Warden stuff. Except the Grey Warden mage armor. The Grey Warden light armors look terrible. Can we agree that Baldur's Gate 3 has infinitely better armor design?
Absolutely. I
there's
love
a few
the armor
standouts.
design in Baldur's Gate 3, and I love how it adapts for masc or femme bodies, so you're not locked with a gender for an armor.
Yeah. I mean, Veilguard does that too, but like...
We've got the best gear for your beast fights.
Oh yeah, but like there's the one when you get them, so like when you get the Spider Silk armor from Minthara, and you've seen it on Minthara, and then you put it on Astarion, and you're like, yes, this is how it's meant to be, thank you, Larian.
Uh-huh, for sure. Okay, upgrade proving steel, can I? I just like, there's so many of the things in Veilguard that are done better than Baldur's Gate 3, and people just won't even give it the time of day because it's Dragon Age the Veilguard and they want to be assholes.
Yeah.
Oh, I think we found our new camp attire.
Kick some ass.
But I don't know, there's so much about Veilguard that is better than... I mean, there's definitely a lot about Veilguard that's better than the previous Dragon Age games. I mean, almost everything about it's better than Inquisition, in my opinion. Inquisition just has those few characters that are so damn good. You know what I mean?
Yep.
There's a few characters in Inquisition that just make it like, damn it, those are probably some of the best written Dragon Age characters.
Yeah.
But it's like...
And you know what?
Oh.
I am upset that the formal wear you get when you go to Empress Celine's, like, the Winter Palace.
It's so ugly.
That red... I love it. I love the red. It? I love the red pageantry uniform, yes. And I want it in Veilguard. I love that so much.
Well, it's probably because you're one of like 5 people who loves it, so...
I don't know why people hate on it. It reminds me so much of like old, you know, like, uniform.
Yeah, because it's a uniform.
Yeah, but
Okay, there we go.
Let me live my Bridgerton dream in Veilguard.
Oh yeah, there's our boy. There's our sassy crow. And it's even in crow colors, even though it's a Lords of Fortune outfit. Straight, like... And like most of the Kunari outfits, it's like... They either look phenomenal or crappy, but they only look phenomenal on Kunari.
Yeah.
Like that one that's like basically the Antam armor, that's like the patchwork like do armor. It looks like barbarian stuff. That only looks good if you were an incredibly buff Kunari. That is it.
Yeah. Oh,
It looks absolutely silly if you were anything else. Let's talk to my almost boyfriend.
I don't understand why you're bringing so many books.
Books? Oh, Harding.
I don't see
He
what
loves
your
books.
objections are to my taking a canopy.
We're only going for 2 days.
You've hardly brought more than a flask and a bedroll.
You apparently bought more than... Wait, how many books, Emmerich?
Sorry, how
All
many
of
books are you
them.
packing for whatever this is, Emmerich?
He's going camping. I mean, to be fair, I would bring books
Nothing
while camping as
irreplaceable,
well.
of course.
You would.
Abe, when will you have time to read?
Just for like when we're
8
going
books?
to sleep.
Emmerich wants to see more of Ferelden, so we're going camping.
See, this is
But
also a
he's doing
dialogue
it
that
like
doesn't
it's
really
an
make sense.
academic
Emmerich wants to see more of
thing.
Ferelden, so we're going camping.
An expedition.
You mean Ferelden that's been completely overrun by Darkspawn right now?
Yeah.
Shaving kit.
I feel like
it
this
doesn't-
conversation was supposed to happen a lot earlier,
A gentleman
but they put it later on accident.
and a razor.
Because right now Ferelden
Going
is like
to the
completely
wilds is to
overwhelmed
get
by the
away
blight.
from all that. So what if you get muddy and
Oh, hey, by the way, you know those Darkspawn Leviathans that they talk about in the codexes that the Inquisitor talks about that you guys never get to see? We never get to see in the game? D&D campaign might see it if we get into the Dreadwolf season.
Oh, hell yeah.
I think it's like,
Harding, does it really matter if Emmerich brings 8 books?
I'm ready.
9, actually.
no.
And Emmerich,
I'm not
so
ready.
what if
Bambi's
Harding's
gonna die,
found
but I'm
sleeping in
ready.
dirt?
not all the time.
Bambi's going to be incredibly upset,
I
at
know.
least, whenever
This
I
trip's
start
supposed to be
killing
fun.
I really
NPCs
have
that are
looked
important.
forward to
Well,
your
actually, Bambi won't care, but
Harding.
there's
Oh,
gonna be
yeah.
some canon character deaths because this is an alternate
Your
universe
famous
that are gonna make y'all be like, "What are you doing, Cole?" And I'm like,
Yam and jam slam because
making
you
the
don't
story
eat meat.
darker.
So I'll use yams.
I just there's 3
Thank you,
characters that
Harding.
I care about if you kill.
I heard somebody say that they interpret this conversation as them planning a camp and realize it's too dangerous and never actually go. That's one way to interpret it. That you know what, that works. But we all definitely know it was definitely oh shit. We forgot to put this dialogue scene in somewhere. I don't know, throw it in Act 2. Oh wait, Ferelden's overrun by the blight. Shit.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things in this game that like don't have the attention to detail that Baldur's Gate 3 has, and there are times where I'm like, really? That's such a simple thing to get right or wrong.
This is where we eat.
Oh shit, Shathan. It's this
I see.
conversation.
Shathan, it's good to see
Tosh is about to
My
tell
child
their
wished
mom.
to show me where she now lived.
Go on, Tosh. I believe in you.
This scene is... Also, look at the shadow work in this game.
Iskap.
Oh
That's
yeah.
the thing. There's some attention to detail that is just so
Been
amazing.
hammering it into me for 20 years.
It could use more ginger.
It's literally why spoiler for the D&D campaign. When I introduced
Evitash has
Bambi, I
never
called
been
him
interested in
the
Kunari
Theta Slicing
traditions
Department's
before
favorite
now.
princess. Because look at the lighting in these darker scenes. Like, this
Look
is
at
what I
Valerius
imagine
right
for
now.
Bambi
Look at
all the
Valerius.
time.
Look
Yeah,
at Bambi's arch nemesis right now.
exactly.
So, Chad, just so you guys know, like in the D&D campaign, Valerius is he still exists, but it goes basically on the timeline of my first Rook that I played through on the channel for you guys first, my Kunari Rook. But I had canon that all the people who would become Rook if he hadn't exist and still live their lives. And Valerius Theriva is one of them, and he's the arch nemesis of Cass's character Bambi.
fight him. Me personally. Me,
Perhaps
Caspian the
Tosh paid more
Vogue.
attention than
Well, that
He's
would
going
require
to
you to
fight
fight
Buller.
this player,
He
which
did
would mean
not.
you'd have to fight me.
I
Is this
will not
your
fight you.
Influence or that of the
You just
Fen'Harel
want me to
followers of
yeet
the
you
Q?
across a room.
The followers of
Her
the Q.
chow.
Have
Yes.
they asked you to soften her to the Qun? Do they want to lure her back?
Neither. Thank you for
So
asking.
Then why have you
Cindy
pushed her
keeps
to
sending me
this?
Snapchats of them having fun with Mist when they're only a few
Yeah.
hours away from me, and I'm like, okay, so how should I respect them? Why have you pushed her to this? Toss is too strong to force. Yeah, we're gonna. I think Valerius would get mad at her.
Oh yeah.
He's pissed. Fuck. Shathan pisses me off, and then they have their whole redemption at the end, or she has her whole redemption. I'm like, damn it.
I do not need your manipulation to show affection to my child.
Clearly, you do need manipulation to show affection to your child.
Give me a hint, because right now nothing Tosh does is good enough.
This conversation is so much more serious, and
Yes.
Rook's
I was
words
never
hit so
taught
much
how to
harder
be a mother.
if you're romancing them.
Under the Qun, children are raised by
If you're
those
romancing Tosh.
suited to such pursuits.
Or if you're
I
non-binary
trained
root
as a
yourself.
scholar.
Mm-hmm.
I was taught to
I need to
think
play a
critically,
non-binary rook.
to
I think that would
analyze
be
without passion.
that would probably be a
and
completely
correct
different experience.
mistakes. You need
Yeah,
not tell me
it's.
that
I
I'm an
really,
inadequate
really
mother.
enjoyed
I
it.
am aware.
Then why did you
Maybe I'll
leave?
play a
When
non-binary
I see
femme
my
presenting
child
rook.
in danger, I act.
Yes.
Because then it's less like
Ginger?
the reason I don't want to play a non-binary like male presenting is I'd still try to fit myself
Thank
into their
you.
shoes too much instead of role playing someone who's not me at all.
So
Yeah.
I'm non-binary.
Yeah, no, I get that.
What does that mean?
I think you'd have a good time
It
with
means I don't feel like a
non-binary
man or a woman.
femme presenting rook.
And people
you
shit
are
on like the way Tosh says it,
mad,
like, so I'm
woman,
non-binary, and it's
Then
like,
what are you?
and it's like that's not realistic. You don't just do that. I'm like, that's
I
how I
just
did with my
said
parents. I told them I was
that
bi. I
I'm
was like,
gonna
so
stay
I'm
and
bi,
some shit
and they're
from
both
now
like,
on.
all right.
If this is because I have
Oh yeah, I
criticized
told my
your
dad
dress or
that I
your
was
manners,
bi by sending him a text message at 4 in the morning saying, by the way, haha, get it? Because I'm bi.
Under the Qun, the term for one whose gender does not match
I will
the
give
one given
Shathan
to
credit
their
that she's
birth
just
was
like I
akin
do
of
think
love.
Tosh gets a little bit.
Perhaps you are like that.
She's they're understandably upset here, but they
Chakra to Ebra.
So I'm
but
supposed
they
to struggle with who I am? Even if I don't feel like I fit,
definitely
even if I
misunderstand
do
what their
wrong?
mother was trying to say.
Misunderstood.
Their
Let's
mom
say
is
it
trying
there.
to. I'll give Shathan the grace that she's trying to understand because it's so foreign to her, and Tosh takes that as non-acceptance.
Thank you for inviting me. to your
But
home.
instead of explaining herself, Shathan just gets up and fucking leaves. Which is not how
Yeah,
you
and
handle that.
I think it's also the... Because Shathan has always
Gosh,
been so
I'm so
overbearing, and then using
No.
Chakra to Ebra again
It's okay.
to try and be like,
Tosh.
control yourself, when Tosh is like, wait,
not
this is
hiding
something
anymore.
out of my control.
How she takes
It is a
as her
very
own.
sweet scene whenever
Yeah.
Shathan does finally
Come
call Tosh they
Don't let food go to
and
waste.
explains why she says Chakra to Ebra all the time. And it's like,
Yeah.
through struggle you find out who you are. You haven't done that. Evatosh has. And also, people were trying to say that the Dragon King is trans because he has, like, marks on his chest. Like, it's top surgery scars. I'm like, no, it's not. That's stretch marks from being as big as he is. And people are like, no, it's top surgery scars. And it's like, if that's the case, Shathan's entire conversation of they have struggled to find who they are, you never have, is like, that's really transphobic if that was the case. And it's
yeah,
like,
also,
and that is definitely
I
not
feel-
the fucking case.
I feel like if they were trans, they would know that dragons don't have kings, they have queens.
Yeah, that's just so dumb. People are like, oh, well, the Dragon King's trans. It's like, no, he's not.
No.
And it's clear people who don't know anything about fitness saying this. It's like, everyone who's that buff has stretch marks there. I have stretch marks there.
Mm-hmm.
Building muscle mass, especially to the extreme degree that the Antam do, is going to put on a lot of stretch marks.
Oh,
And
yeah.
you can even see track marks in the shoulders of the butcher, like from what look like steroid injections or whatever the Antam's equivalent of them are, like in the place where the adrenal glands are. And it's like, that's not really where you would inject for steroids, but it is where some people do. And it's like, the attention to detail and stuff like that, and like, and I was joking with somebody when I said that. Actually, I think it was Parker. I was like, oh no, he's doing gender-affirming care. He's injecting testosterone. It's so woke. A man taking steroids. And I said that to a dude at the gym who was like, it's like, I just don't like that woke shit. I'm like, but he's on gear, but he's open about it. And he's like, yeah, I'm on steroids. And I'm like, okay, you're on steroid and test, right? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, you're taking testosterone? And he's like, yeah. I was like, then you are doing gender affirming care. And he went, no, I'm not. I'm like, you are affirming your gender of man because you have low testosterone and you're making it stronger. And I think I broke his brain. And I was like, fuck you.
As you should. Is it time? Is it time? Is it time, Lucanus? Is it time for Lucanus?
We're doing Nev's quest first, and then we'll do Lucanus's, I promise.
Okay.
Oh, look at what happens if you don't side with the Shadow Dragons.
No regrets. No
I have
regrets.
all the regrets.
Nah. It's fine.
Hashtag Team Shadow Dragons. Because they are just better people than the crows.
It'll buff out. It's fine.
It'll buff out?
Let's get to it.
Oh my god, did you see that girl that was saying that objectively you make the wrong choice if you choose to save Menrathis because it gets blighted at the end of the game anyway, and it's like, excuse me, hello? Fuck you?
Break those crystals.
Okay,
We need to get through that barrier.
I think, hot take, this is my hot take. Morally, sure, save Menrathis if you know what's gonna happen. But then, logistically, I mean, yeah,
We're
might
not
as well
talking
only have
logistics
one
here,
place.
though. We're talking, like, this person was saying you are a bad person. If
Oh,
you,
yeah, no, not
like,
that.
and it's the morally correct choice to save
No.
Treviso. Like, and then there was like, they
Absolutely
doubled
not.
down on it, and they were like, but then everyone's like, well, maybe they're not a bad person. Maybe they're just like have like they're just a controversial opinion of theirs. Oh no! They also said, I hate the Githyanki. The most horrific thing in Baldur's Gate 3 is reading the notes from the the people in the monastery as they're being killed by the Gith. So all Githyanki deserve death, and it's like,
I'm sorry, what?
what?
That's wild.
You're condemning an entire race of people because of what that one Kresh did. It's like, well, all the Githyanki are warmongers, and I'm like, there's outliers still. Like, you find outliers in Kreshulek.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like the thing is as well, yeah.
Saying any race of people deserve to all die because of the actions of what their people have done is...
Yeah.
I'm gonna guess that woman's not pro-Palestine.
Yeah. And also, I think the thing is that, as well, people get really heated about these sorts of things. It's why you and I joke about it, like, Menrathis versus Treviso, but people get really heated, and it's a video game, guys.
There is no moral
choices so you
superior
can make
option
choices.
either way. Like, even if you want to take it at like that serious level, it's like, my guy, in either situation, terrible things are happening to good people.
Yeah, like, they're fictional. They're pixels on a screen, you know?
Yeah.
And either way, you know, they give us choices in the game so we can make choices. Like, that's the whole point of
I've
it.
seen some people say,
Like, the only reason...
If you support Menrathis, you're a Nazi sympathizer, and it's like...
What?
Because they're like, oh, well, you saved all the Tevinter Magisters, and it's like, no, I saved the Shadow Dragons and the good people in Menrathis. And I commented that on their video, and they said there are no good people in Menrathis, and I was like, excuse? Excuse?
Yeah.
I hate people sometimes.
Yeah, I struggle, because it does feel like, especially in recent years, a lot of people have lost media literacy skills.
Media literacy skills don't exist to half of the population of nerd culture. Well, that's the other thing, when people are like, oh, you shouldn't have racism or like sexism in your stories. I'm like, you can if it's a dark story, but like, don't make it the whole fucking story. Don't be George R.R. Martin and make half of a book. Like, I love George's books. He's a great author, fantastic, but sometimes he focuses too much on that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. I enjoy, just my own personal preference. I don't care if those are, you know, present in a story. Like, when certain things happened in the D&D, right? For my boy. But the thing is,
what about Rana? Can she help?
I enjoy it if it's in a story, there's a point to it. I don't enjoy having it gratuitously just because it's a male power fantasy that a lot of authors and creators put up.
Yeah.
I'm worried about everyone.
And then I also like people are like, oh, well, this story doesn't have a lot of that, but it's like, no, but it has Zionist propaganda. Sarah J. Maas.
Yup.
And I have like close friends who read Sarah J. Maas's books because they're like, well, I don't focus on any of that. Like, I don't see like the real world equivalents because it's a fantasy world. I'm like, yeah, but when the author makes the map literally just England and Scotland, and then says those people on that island are evil barbarians. It's like
they disappear,
and she's from the UK. It's like
good at covering her tracks.
I do think it's very funny though, because it's the same with I don't know what these authors are doing, because Sarah J. Maas and George R.R. Martin, both of them have just got a map of the UK and adjusted it slightly, and then they both have these wild barbarians in the north, and I'm like, did you like go out in Glasgow for a night out? Like, what's going on? Why is this the opinion?
Yeah, and even on like my map, like map of Rivera and stuff now, it's like, yeah, there's the frozen north where like the Kolsar live, who are like kind of barbarian-y, but like they're not evil savages. They just live in like a more tribal culture. And then it's like, but my map is not just a map of the UK. I try to make my landmasses look unique.
To Docktown. From the people who
yeah.
there.
Like, you can make a landmass look unique very easily. There's 7 continent designs, guys. We can do better.
Also, you know, the rice method, like throwing rice on a piece of paper and drawing around it.
And then some.
I mean, I just, like, make a map design. Like, I just go do the draw tool on Incarnate until I find a design that I'm like, oh, that looks cool. And then I build it from there.
Yep, I feel that.
And I've got 6 continents currently designed in my world. 3 that have had full D&D campaigns in them.
I'm going to smash the concept of the continents. You can't do anything to stop me.
You're gonna smash the what?
The concept of the continents.
You're gonna smash it in my homebrew world?
A lot of it.
Yes.
Hey, at least I'm not Dragon Age and have an entirety of 4 whole games on one continent.
Drinking. Waiting for what? Let's check outside. See where
You really want to see Parvalon, don't you?
I really want to see Parvalon. I also want to see what's past of like all the oceans.
Wine.
And they hint at it so much.
Storm is.
That's blood.
Yeah.
The Gathering Storm that made the Qunari come to Parvalon.
Yeah, I want to see it.
Me too. Oh no, I accidentally started the Busker quest before Lucanus's quest.
Strings are broken.
I can't believe you've done this.
We'll do the quest next. I pinky swear.
I don't believe you. I don't see that pinky.
For when the buskers finish.
Pinky swear.
Buskers go outside for a drink. Get distracted.
Also, chat, remember, if you haven't already, like the video, and if you're new to my channel, I mean, the streams have been going for a while, you probably like the content, might as well subscribe.
The lookout.
But seriously, like the video, it helps me out. Yeah, and then we will do your favorite mission in all of Dragon Age next, because that's the next one we got.
Oh, I'm so excited, thank you. I love them, Euron.
Yeah, I love them. I did point out in my last stream that like Spite has a complete personality and voice change from the first couple cutscenes with him onward, and it's like clearly the first few were like written early, and then they changed what they wanted from Spite, so they changed the way he talks, and even his voice tone, and it's like
just left.
Okay, I was like okay.
I like to imagine in world it's because they've been alone for that whole year, and then Spite suddenly is having to listen to how people have conversations when it's multiple people, and it's like, oh, I understand now.
Restaurant pamphlet.
But I know somebody pointed, like I was talking to about it last week, they were like, oh, well, maybe it's because he interacts with other people, and then, or not even that, it was like, it's because we're hearing him through Lucanus's mouth, and the first 2 cutscenes, we hear him through his own mouth, and I was like, that would make sense if in the quest where you go into Lucanus's mind, he doesn't sound like he does when he's talking through Lucanus. if he had his original voice, that would make sense. And they were like, oh, right. And I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
But, you know what? You're never going to make a Lucanus simp out of me, but you might make a Lucanus appreciator of that one quest out of me. We'll see how I do this.
Why will you not simp? Yes, we will go through this, and I will be pointing out everything amazing about this quest that brings so much joy to me.
And I'll be like, yeah, it's alright. And then you'll yell at me.
It sparks so much joy.
Kind of like whenever I get to fight Darkspawn as a Grey Warden, it sparks all the joy.
Yeah.
Because it makes me feel like I'm 16 again playing Dragon Age Origins for the first time. I have one, like, dude I know, like, an acquaintance, so he's, like... He's not anti-woke, but, like, he doesn't care about anything like that, but then, like, but he has a lot of followers who are. But then, like, he posted, like, a really well-edited video, like, with the lines for Dragon Age Origins, like, you are a Grey Warden. And, like, playing metal music and, like, showing clips of his warden doing all this crazy shit. And he was just like, oh yeah, and then people were like, well, this game's so woke, and he's like, I don't give a fuck, dude, I'm killing Darkspawn as a Grey Warden, life's good. And I was like, that's the reaction to that, honestly. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
And then someone was like, oh man, unfollowing, you like the woke game, and he was like, yeah, woke up to all of this Darkspawn murder. Like, his responses were all, like, not even addressing the issue, just being like, yeah, get to kill Darkspawn. Woke up to that shit. It's like, honestly, I love that reaction better than actually defending the inclusiveness. It's like, defending the inclusiveness does well. But when you just are telling people, hell yeah, is woke up to killing this shit, it's like, pisses them off even more because they're like, address the thing. And he's like, nah.
That's no coincidence. Let's go in and see if
I shall simply not. Thank you.
He's like, nah, I'm just gonna...
Nicely done, Rook.
Nicely done, Rook. Thanks, horny boy. Who has to watch on as I, get plowed by Davern. It's okay, you can have Nev.
Lucanus, my beloved.
Oh, and my least favorite type of Dragon Age fan. The women who hate Nev simply because of Lucanus. Because Lucanus is mine. He's Pixels.
If you don't mind the company.
And you're hating on another woman. It's like, you're not a girl's girl. I had a subscriber who, like, watched all the streams, but then I made that video saying, like, disliking Nev, Tosh, or Davern is a red flag, and you know why. And she made this long ass comment about him. No, it's not. She tries to muscle in on your man, but while knowing you're talking to him, and I'm like, no, she doesn't. Like, you're
she doesn't. She really respects it. Like, there's that whole conversation you overhear about her being like, I'm glad you two are together. Like, you're good for each other. And it's like, oh.
I heard those songbirds have got.
Also, I dislike Nev for valid reasons.
There are Harding haters because she was so mean to him in recruitment. I'm like, Nevin Ballar said okay, yeah, Nevin Ballar said the same thing. Harding's a little bit more, like, scared and, like, Rook, he's an abomination. But also, do these people not remember that Harding was part of the Inquisition?
Yep.
And saw a lot of that shit?
Oh, yeah.
Saw all the shit Corypheus was doing? It's like...
I've been looking for missing busters.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm skipping through the dialogue of these cutscenes. We don't need to listen to this.
Oh, yeah. I dislike Nev for valid reasons.
Why do you dislike
Nev? Valid reasons? It's one singular reason. It's that, like, the food that you go and get with Nev at the docks looks so janky. And I'm like, it stresses me out. They're gonna get food poisoning. Nev, please, just go back to the lighthouse. Lucanus can cook us a little something.
So you dislike Nev for the reason, like, Lucanus gets excuses to cook food for her?
Yes. I think Nev should go back to the lighthouse and get a nice risotto from Lucanus.
I really wish, like, I love how you can wear any armor type in this game, but I really wish you couldn't, because I wish that, like, certain armors were for certain classes, and you could... Like, I get, they were trying to do the Baldur's Gate thing, like, oh, any class can wear any armor, but, like, if you're gonna do that, at least make the chest drops different depending on what class you are, and maybe be able to buy the heavy armors.
Yes.
Like, I'm not gonna wear fucking heavy armor, game.
Yep,
I'm a roguey rogue.
that.
I want to do more damage. Oh look, there's a Venatori ritual set I could go. Okay, no, we're gonna go do the thing that you love.
Yes. I do find it entertaining that because from what I remember, the Warden, like, it's quite late game that you get some of the best weapons. One of the very first orbs that you get for a mage is literally the best orb for the entire game.
You get the best warrior weapon, period, in the game in Weissupt, and it's that big fuck-off hammer.
Yeah, you get the best mage orb, I think, like, in the first 3 hours. Like, it's just after you collect Balara, right at the beginning of the game.
I do like how the weapons do, like, upgrade and scale, but some are objectively better than others. It gives a sense of progression, but also gives that, like, I get to have my cool-looking, awesome weapon, and it upgrades. But also, I think every game in existence, every RPG needs to have a Cosmog option. Or Transmog. We need to be able to change the armor to look like whatever we want. Because if I could do that in Baldur's Gate 3, we would look the same throughout most of the game.
Yep.
Alright, here's your favorite quest.
Let's go.
We get to have your sassy boy.
Yay.
You found something about Ilario?
Possibly.
Oh, Teo, my love.
Possibly. You have something or you don't.
Yeah, there's like a slight lag on the
We don't know that for certain.
stream.
Tell me.
The Dragon's Orb
So
over in Docktown.
So, yeah, you've just like clicked the X for me.
I clicked the X? Yeah.
It had been thrown out with the trash. Ilario would never do that.
Andaratea, Viago, my beloved.
Yes, you and your loves.
Look at them, look at the way he looks at her. They're so in love.
Chat, this is the part where Cass is just gonna fawn over Taya, Viago, and Lucanus for the next, like, 10 minutes.
Correct.
So I shouldn't mash the circle button and skip all their dialogue?
No, you can't do that to me.
Probably not, as I am a crow.
The ring is
If we had Cass on more of these streams, he would have just been going nuts over everything crow related, playing a crow.
That is correct. I love playing a crow. I love the PR team of the crows. Also, look at that cloak. What a man, Lucanus. What a man you are.
We need more eyes in the Via.
He's so short. I love him.
I like how you find out that Katarina's alive, like, through an actual cutscene if you play as a crow, or if you save Treviso. But also, there's another scene that also gets cut, like, halfway short in Shadow Dragon route if you don't save Minrathous. Because this scene doesn't exist if you save Minrathous, obviously.
V, you're too pessimistic for your own good. Reason with him, Lucanus.
Oh, look at their jawlines. I want to be an Antivan Crow. Sorry. What are we talking about?
Hey, Valerius has a better jawline than any of them.
But yeah, look at them. Look at all of them.
The four of them, these are four very attractive people. Are any of them as attractive as Davrin? No.
I'm Andaratea.
I saw someone say if Tosh and Karlach met, that would be the strongest power couple in the history of fantasy, and I'm like, Tosh would be a gibbering mess if Karlach flirted with them.
Absolutely.
Help us.
Tosh hoists Karlach, and Karlach's like, I like this. This is new.
Come. Karlach's just like, alright, soldier.
Karlach's constantly following Tosh. Uppies! She's like, fine, babe. But secretly loves it.
Different.
Oh, yeah.
Like those fragments of
oh, look at those glowing eyes. By my beloved.
Oh! They changed it!
I can't break through.
Alright.
My first playthrough I did this, he had the same voice that he has when he speaks to Lucanus. They changed it! He has the voice he had the first time you meet him. Oh, that's good!
I know this place.
Yay, that thing I complained about is no longer a complaint.
Freed? No. We've always been here.
Yay!
Right. It's not the real Ossuary, but it doesn't seem like...
Yay, I like that.
I love this. Yeah.
Is in here somewhere,
they changed it, yay.
What? Where they kept his blood?
Also, just look at this. It's gorgeous in a like very depressing way.
Okay, this just sounds better. Like, Spike speaking in this voice in this cutscene makes it so much better.
Bunch of giant spiders.
I'm pretty sure what they do is just remove the filter they had on it.
Yeah.
Right.
Look at the bubbles.
Like, I'm pretty sure they had Lucanus' voice actor just record the lines with the Spike voice and the Lucanus voice and melded them together.
Yeah, probably.
But they probably just removed the Lucanus side of things with this, like, posthumously with the scene, and it's like, this is good. I love this. This is good. This makes the scene a lot better, so I like it more now.
This is also your daily reminder that Lucanus' actor also did the mocap for Asan.
Mm-hmm. Lucanus' voice actor just looks like Lucanus.
Yeah.
He fine.
He fine.
If only they hadn't given his, given the story for the best, like, opportunity for a spicy character to the writer who said, I can't write romance.
Yeah.
Marry Kirby when I find you.
Mm-hmm.
And she wasn't one of the ones they laid off. Hi, Katarina. Good thing Bambi's not here. This is trauma now.
Did you forget?
And Bambi is stressed.
You were to bring my
I just look at this. Like, what a good representation of mental health and past traumas.
Yeah.
I love this.
Tenderness and terror, rage and relief.
Okay, this is much better with just the Spite voice.
Of disappointment.
This is the Fade. So this Katarina is a spirit, something like that?
Probably.
No, Lucanus is mine. They won't dare. Thoughts live here. Ideas.
Oh yeah, this is way better. I like this a lot more now.
She's his idea.
Because I don't like the voice he uses when he speaks to Lucanus. It's so edgelordy.
Part of his way out. You let Lucanus.
Are you just appreciating the scene?
First talent, all-powerful.
Yeah. God, what a man. Spite smash.
I know that until he gets out of the great Katarina
I just
shadow,
think
he'll never be
that they're neat.
Step aside.
And
I just think they're
honestly, I just think they're neat. Like, oh, look at them go.
What are you?
But yeah, no, I really like as well
Zara.
that Spite's voice is not like, you know, it's not unpleasant. You know, it's not like, well, but it is a bit. But it's not like a smooth talking, like, you know, demon possession. Very cutesy, you know, kind of thing. It is. I enjoy that it is not supposed to be like
Look, are you
seductive.
Sure Spite isn't tricking you? What if there's
Spite's
no
not supposed to be
Lucanus,
seductive.
just the demon?
Just the
Well, I have some bad news for you.
Does Spite work for it? Does Spite do it for you?
This isn't the mind
Absolutely.
Of a human being, let alone an
The
entity.
wings? What am... Listen. You give me a man with a purple color palette and wings, I'm in.
Look, everyone has unwelcome
So whenever I
thoughts,
get you playing in my
fears,
actual homebrew
doubts,
world, and I have many
they
men with
aren't
wings,
us. You chose
I'm-
to challenge
yeah.
God, Lucanus.
I
Whatever
actually have
character I
an
play is
NPC
gonna
for
be a
my world.
mess.
I'm gonna send you a
Choices,
picture of.
actions.
Please.
That's who you are.
You know that's the kind of attitude that's gonna get you killed, right?
And he,
I'll risk it.
I made him
I
before
am not
Veilguard
assassin
was
by
even a
sight, don't I?
thing. He's a Gleaming Wildfire
Be careful.
NPC. And I need you to look at this man. I made him before Veilguard was a thing.
Smash.
That's Marcus.
Smash.
It's Marcus Burgleys.
I'm in. Put me in, Chief.
He's also kind of he's like a morally gray, not hero, not villain, conflicts with the party but also tries to help them kind of guy.
But he said smash, you don't need to sell me on him, God.
So what I'm hearing is he just had some wings for stage show. Yeah, probably.
Yes.
So yeah,
Hey, Rook.
that's why you need to watch Gleaming Wildfire.
Can't say it's the
Cass.
safest place in the world.
Stomach.
You need to watch my other D&D games that you're not in.
Dread with a hint of hope. A long way to fall.
Okay, that was a weird line read. A long way to fall.
To winter? To winter. People come in three kinds. Family, enemies, contract.
A dragonborn with wings is always hot, Hank. We have a player in Gleam Wildfire who she's romancing a dragonborn NPC, a Draken NPC, I should say, because that's what dragonborn in my world are a little different. They're called Draken, and she is a dwarf, and she loves how he's scaly and shiny, and she's a Path of the Giant barbarian. So when she rages, she grows twice in height. So she rages whenever she gets on top, is what she's canonically said.
Nice.
But then her cat also when she rages turns into a panther. She got He-Man vibes.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, so Truce is just out there walking the halls and suddenly turns into a giant saber-toothed cat and is like, what's going on? And I'm like, I love that idea. And at one point the party saw him walking by as like a panther looking confused, or saber-toothed cat, and they're like, oh, Vavar and Grigor are having sex. Nice.
I think it's time you stood aside and let me try.
It's like, it's great. We love it.
Envy is the rarest of all demons. Most challenging to
I love it. I just killed the hag in the original encounter. Second time I've done it. Helps that half my party I rolled her due to initiative modifier mod. Nice.
I did that in my the episode that went up today of Baldur's Gate 3. I fought the hag, so go check that out, Hank. After the stream, of course.
You're too good to be wasting your
also, Lucanus, the growth, the character growth, I love him.
Forget about my cause.
Wish he had more, but I do agree.
Yeah.
He has definitely the least out of the whole party, except maybe Harding, but...
Yeah, we take what we can get.
Yeah, I did the same thing. I killed the hag in the first room, did not expect it, and was like, fuck yeah! Which I intended the hag to be like the whole episode. Cass. And then I killed her in the first room and was like, well, I gotta find something else to do for the next 50 minutes.
Yeah, I finally found out from Reddit that if you take the hag hair, then go back and fight her, you can actually save the people in the masks. And I've played Baldur's Gate many times now, and I've never saved those people. I did not realize that was something you can do.
You can save them, and I quote-unquote saved them.
Uh-huh.
But they're like...
Last time the Crows fought a war of succession.
3 of them are like too far gone.
Oh yeah, no, you can like fully save them.
Oh, I didn't know that. Well, too late for Ivar. He's already in. He's in the Underdark right now.
Yeah, he's committed to the bit.
He doesn't like the Underdark. It's too cramped. There's not room for him. He's a Goliath. It's hard.
You know him,
But it's
even here.
There's a lot of attractive purple men in this room.
Would that be enough?
Even Ilario. Oh, I made
your impression
with my Ilario impression in our campaign.
He just found the one.
It's so good. It makes my skin crawl.
He'll carry this prison with him forever. Gods is given time. We need out.
Nice.
Damn it, Ilario.
I just need to send a message to Narcissus and let him know that I appreciate our time together.
You have no idea what the consequences will be.
Narcissus hates it so much. Everybody makes
Well, Ivar calls her Shadow Bay because he's romancing her, but I call her Shard sometimes.
You can dwell on this. It'll drive you.
But like, oh look, here's the boy. Here comes the boy. No, I made a video. I made it, one of my few edits I ever made. I was, here comes the boy! And I did it with spite. Hello, boy!
Breaking you out of prison.
Welcome.
Here he is, here comes the boy! And then I did another one with Solus. Here comes the bastard! Motherfucker! Come.
It's my boy. My boy.
So he keeps me.
Look at him.
Mierda. Why would I want to stay? Even in my head,
This place
So,
is a nightmare.
the thing is,
But it's a nightmare you already
look at
defeated.
him. Look at that receding hairline.
As bad as the ossuary was for
it's a
you,
widow's
it's
peak.
better
I have
than
one
the
too.
alternative.
What?
Well, his is not a receding. His is not a widow's peak. Mine is.
You could solve those
Yeah.
problems with the blade.
Mine's a widow's peak. His is receding a little bit.
Living is an abomination.
Yeah.
There's no simple answer there. If you fail, you could hurt the ones
I
you
just...
No,
I appreciate him so much.
he's not.
He's a good egg. He's a good egg for an assassin, and I enjoy his. I enjoy his line where it's like where he talks with Tash when they're out and about the difference between murderers and assassins, and he's like, I get paid.
I absolutely love all the conversations between Lucanus and Tosh about the crows. They are amazing.
Yeah.
You're right.
And the
My
capes
mage run, I took
conversation.
Tosh and Lucanus with me everywhere, and it was the best thing ever.
So much.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot see how to begin.
Start small. You and Spite. Figure out a goal you can both agree on. Then make it happen.
Contract.
Which it's also funny that like in if you don't save Treviso, no matter what, Lucanus is like, yeah, I'm getting Spite out of my head. Period.
Yeah.
But if you do save, it's like, they're buddies.
The choice seems obvious to me.
Yeah, they've learned to work
Beat the crap out of your
together.
cousin.
Which if this was Anders Injustice, I'd be like, no, do not stay together. Please don't.
He's a pain in the
But
ass.
look at like Spite really is just Spite. Like he's a childish.
But meanwhile, Justice is vengeance.
Yeah, Justice is scary.
Yeah, it's also like I saw a meme and it was like, "What are you doing? Stop romancing the champion of Kirkwall. We have to liberate the mages." And then it showed Spite, Kiss Rock.
Yep.
Rook's in a relationship, Spite. Kiss Nev. Go play with the wisps.
Yeah.
Rook, are you alright?
Look how we were just standing here.
What's the matter with the two of you?
They're just vibing.
Lost in thought. I also like how. I also like how Valerius is the largest person here because he's so much more buff than Viago and Lucanus.
Just long enough for it to get
I think Viago's
Once
taller.
again,
You're sure
but-
you're alright?
yeah.
We're fine.
Also,
Thea. Don't
Viago,
wish to
see
worry
that
us.
lighting?
Can I
This
join
is
the
where I
two
got
of
the
you to
Thetis lighting department. Thetis lighting department's favorite princess from Viago.
Yeah, right there. Oof.
You're planning something.
My cousin has a lot to
Like,
answer for. I intend to make sure he
Taya
does.
and
But we
Viago,
need
like,
information first.
do they need a
We
third?
don't know what we're going into. If he has Katarina hostage,
There's two halves to the Dragon Age fandom.
we do
One
this
half.
job
Do Taya and Viago need a
Find
third?
out
The other
everything we
half.
can. Then
Do
strike.
Antoine and Evka need a third?
Both halves. There are two wolves inside of me.
Both halves. Morgoth or Vorgoth is hot.
I am both halves and also this.
Alright, chat, we're gonna take a quick, like, 5-10 minute break so I can go get a snack and kiss the wife and stuff. Cass, you better not go anywhere. You have to stay here.
I'm gonna take a break. You can't stop me.
But you're gonna take a break. Well, we're gonna get the Be Right Back music going. But, chat, I'm gonna save real quick. We're gonna keep playing for a little bit longer after I get back. But, chat, we're gonna take our little break and we shall be back shortly. Thanks everybody. Hold tight. Don't go anywhere. Listen to the Be Right Back music. It will soothe you.
No, it won't.
Alright.
You can't escape.
Be right back, everybody.
Bye. And I'm not your bruh.
That's the first thing the chat heard. Like, I'm not your bruh. Welcome back, everybody. I literally clicked unmute on desktop audio as soon as it said, I'm not your bruh.
Excellent, as it should be. What did you say about my brother?
I don't know why, every time I think of that song, you pop into my head, and I'm like, would context help?
Yes. Give context.
Yes, context is always helpful. I'm about to post a video about Shade because somebody who was awful and treated everybody I know like shit is getting their comeuppance on TikTok.
Oh?
Some kind of
and
treasure buried
someone who basically they pissed off someone who basically makes her career not to make her career, but she's a cosplay D&D TikToker, and she has ruined the careers of many men who fucked with her and also
stop them.
Did terrible things. And she posted a video today with a bunch of just sliding through screenshots, like a quick one, like so fast we could see, and it was like 20 pages worth. And then I found out it was somebody who had wronged me, because I was like, I think I know who this is, but I don't want to guess because I know you can't say. And they're like, name starts with a T, and I was like, oh. And they were like, yeah, you know who it is. And I was like, thank you for doing whichever god you worship's work.
Ooh.
But as soon as that video comes out, because she's going to make a takedown video, obviously, I'm going to just make a video be like, of me sipping wine, that just goes when somebody who treated you like shit and lied to so many people about you and lied to you about so many people is finally getting called out and getting their comeuppance. Here's basically it. They lied about so many people to other people.
Oh, yeah.
And I would hear things about people from them, and then whenever I would talk to someone else about it, they'd be like, what? That's not how they are. And I'd be like, well, that's what I heard that they did. And they'd be like, no. And I was like, well, I don't know who to trust. And it was literally like and everyone was doing it. He was doing it with everybody. Like, treating everybody like that. And it was like, dude, how did you not think we were all going to figure out you were lying about this? But anyway, that's my little hee. This is going very well. This is going to go well.
You so much. There's someone that wronged me that has made a resurgence or return to the cosplay sphere on TikTok.
Is it who I think it is?
It's not that person, no.
Okay.
It's someone...
Because I know somebody that we both know is a problem has made a recent return.
Has she? Oh,
or she's starting to, and it's like... Which I have to deal with her until our... I'm not going to say what the work is we do together, but you know, until that's done. Thankfully, it's almost finished.
Oh, thank God. Yeah, no, this other person made a resurgence, and they made a very stupid, caption on one of their videos, and I sent it to a couple of friends that know the full context. I was like, but you don't do that yourself, do you, though? Because I'm petty.
Kind of steal me.
Goodness, my beloved.
But only reason I didn't make it was because what they did to me was so minor, and I didn't have the permission from the people who did real bad things to blast it and go public. But I guess they got the permission, so they're like, "Oh, we're telling all the tea," and I'm like, "Good."
As they should.
Tori and demons at the same time is annoying. And then this big thing that looks like came straight out of Dragon Age 2. Say the word! What's the word? Lucanus, what's the word? Oh, 9,999 damage.
Like
Archer's fun. Save the person in need. I know it's probably somebody that we know, and they're probably dead because we did the Shadow Dragon things. Oh no, it's not. It's just a guy.
It's a guy.
That's
it's
just
fine.
Bob. He's got his burger shop. He's got to run his burger shop, man.
Not anymore.
He's alive still.
For now.
Cass.
What?
Why are you so murder happy?
I'm not murder happy. I'm murder joyful.
Let's think about the difference there. Happy is like just a catch-all term that could mean like very happy or just like it's whatever. Joyful is like I'm so excited about this terrible thing.
Joyful is like joyful. It sparks joy. It's Mary Kondoing.
Murder sparks joy for you?
Sometimes you need to downsize the people in your life. Do they spark joy? No.
You with that asshole you were just talking about.
Yep. Candle hop.
I already got the candle hop. Oh wait, you're
yeah.
back.
There's a wee lag.
There's at least it's better than when I first moved, and my lag was from when I had shittier internet because I had to get AT&T. Mm-hmm. Remember how bad that lag was?
That was like a 3 to 4 minute lag. Yeah, that was rough.
And it was like, oof. And then I changed internet, and suddenly it's like a 3 to 4 second lag, and I'm like, this is so better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's about a 30-second lag today, I'd say. But, you know, that's fine. Yeah.
You know what else is fine? My wife.
Lucanus. Well, yes. Remy is also fine.
There's that booty, though. Oh, wait, you can't see it because you're all the way in Scotland!
I'm sorry. I'll come over to Texas purely to see your wife's booty.
Good. This is what everyone needs. Oh, flirt. Yes, flirt with each other.
It comes with wisps.
Wisps are nothing. Besides, we're better company than
I love
spiders.
the timing of that was incredible.
I'm a pain in the ass, but that's if you ask Tarquin.
I mean, free not flirt with my wife's butt, but because like that's my job.
Yeah, you know, I'm good. I'm not really an ass guy, so.
Oh yeah, you would be a boobs guy.
Who said I'm a boobs guy?
Legs?
I appreciate a good hand.
Okay, well. This is the part of the stream where Cole just goes, okay guys, we're giving up on Cass. Cass is weird. We know this.
Listen, I just think, do you not love a good strong hand? And I don't mean like, you know, a masculine hand, but one that has seen some good work, you know?
I'm a power lifter. That's what all my friends' hands look like. At least that I lift
exactly.
with. You're gonna come visit me and you're like, Cole, can we go to your gym? And I'm like, you're not allowed to flirt with my power lifter friends. And you're gonna be like, but why? I want to see the strong hands. I show you mine. I'm like, this is all you get. You look at my hands.
Yeah. When I come visit, I want to go to the gym with you, so that you can laugh at me and I can cry.
And then the next day, you spend rest and recovery.
Yes.
The note mentioned a bridge near here. No harm looking.
Correct.
Have to do leg day, so you're like, oh, guys, Cole destroyed my glutes.
Oh god, yeah.
People are like, what do you mean, Cass? What do you mean? Basically giving the entire body, especially if they look like they could pick up a tree. Oh, that's why you follow me, Hank. Got it. Understood. You know what? I don't blame you. The cat cafe. And you can't pet any of the cats in the cafe.
Yep. Get wrecked, son.
The cat fae, if
also,
you will.
I was talking with Aves about this actually the other day about my type, and we narrowed it down, and it's unsettling eyes. I like someone that has a good unsettling eyes.
Oh my god, there is a character from the DLC of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. She just has these piercing, kind of creepy, like yellow gold eyes.
Yes.
And it's like she's staring into your soul.
Yes,
like, oh,
that
wow.
sort of thing. Like, I mock people for it, but I love a good blue-eyed stare. Like, Cillian Murphy, also, just Cillian Murphy in general. I like them odd-looking, a little bit.
So if I locked eyes with you with my piercing blue eyes, you'd be like, stop it. Stop it.
Oh my god. The double hair tuck, yes.
And then I'd be like, hey, because I flirt with my friends when they know they have no chance.
God, yeah.
Well, also, like, I just flirt with my friends because it's fun, and Remy is like, it's harmless. Now, if a friend ever flirted with me with intent, I'd be like, yo, I could kill you where you stand. I'm no pet, I'm a married man. That would definitely be me.
A key.
Well, I think that's the thing as well. Like, I never flirt with intent. Like, if I'm flirting, there is no intent. It's when I'm not flirting that people need to worry.
Watch for danger ahead.
That's a threat.
Don't want to end up like
to
that.
everyone.
A threat.
That's a threat.
Cass, you are literally just a threat. That is you as a person.
An ambush.
I am, and I hope people see this. Yes, thank you.
If only this was Twitch, we could clip the part of the stream.
Yeah.
But Twitch and I mean, I do stream on Twitch. I do double stream occasionally, but usually with new game releases. So I'll do it next week with the first Berserker. But
nice.
That's like it.
Valid.
Greater mercenary. What makes you greater than all your friends? I don't like this enclosed space with all these mercenaries.
But this is the time for suffering and penitence.
Excuse the fuck out of my goddamn French, bitch. You just threatened me. Yeah, if only... Oh, I didn't bring a warrior with me. That's why no one's tanking. And we're in a narrow hallway. This would be great if I had the big hammer. This fight is made for... Hello, warrior.
Yeah.
Especially because you can break guard so easy as a warrior. I'm gonna die. Yeah, but I have 2 revives, it's fine.
Half the time I flirt, I have no idea it's flirting until afterwards. If that ain't a mood, the amount of times people have been like, hey, I think there's something between us. And I'm like, yeah, an ocean, get away from me.
You didn't say that to your partner.
I didn't say that to my partner.
You didn't say that to Snow.
I didn't. No, they said, perchance, would you like to date? And I said, you can't just say perchance.
You have to let me know if it's real.
Yeah, no, that was actually, like, genuinely that is how that happened. I forgot to say, yeah, I would like to. Because I was too busy roasting them for using perchance in the sentence.
I mean, that does sound like you. Forgetting to agree to be in a relationship because you were making fun of someone too much.
Yeah.
They really didn't want
Perchance, does this person also use words like betwixt? It would not surprise me if Snow was like, yes, Cass and I had fun betwixt the sheets. That would not surprise me at all from Snow. And you can tell him I said that.
Oh, I will. That was so good.
And I do the hair tuck too, because Snow would absolutely do the hair tuck. Snow would say, perchance, would you like to join me betwixt the sheets, Paramore?
I feel like you've just made Snow into like a 17th century like Bridges and like...
The treasure.
Yeah.
God.
Someone took the game and twisted it.
You're welcome.
You say this, but the other day,
they sold it as a way out.
We were in a call with a few people, and they were very baffled by. We were talking about characters that we simped for, and they said something very explicit, and everyone was like, "Excuse me?"
They're like, "Stop it! None of that from you."
Yeah. You're like, how dare you say this? This is Caspian's fault. And I was like, they were like this when I met them. This isn't on me.
This is Caspian's fault. And you're like, no, I promise.
I didn't do nothing.
Didn't do nothing except still either the thespian or a Victorian Duke Duchess. Yeah. Honestly?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Accurate statement about Cass's boyfriend.
That is, yeah.
Also just a silly little bean.
An entity. Yeah.
I've never met a sillier little bean than Snow.
Yeah, they are simply an entity.
They are just a little guy.
They're just a little guy.
I only know like maybe 2 people who fit the phrase "if I'm just a little guy" more than Snow.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them is because he's only 21. And that's my buddy Doob Doob. Also, his username on everything is Doob Doob. So, someone with the username Doob Doob is either the most insufferable person on the planet or the sweetest little bean, and thankfully Doob is the latter.
There he is. Let's go.
Oh, hi Viper. One of my players fucked you in the last session. It was our D&D.
Yeah, you do.
Take me to church! Just for those of you who don't know, it's not really a spoiler, it's just something they forgot to put in the game. Asher, the Viper, is the Black Divine. And it's a religious experience when he goes down on you, apparently. I made that happen. I controlled that.
Yeah, can we take a second to talk about how that particular player got dicked down twice in a session and I got traumatized?
And could have gotten a 3rd time with Dorian if they really wanted to. You still could have gone for getting laid if you really wanted to, but you were not in the right headspace. I also love how Bambi's like, how can I escape the crows? It's impossible. There's no organization strong enough. And Zevran's like, the Inquisitor? He's right there!
Yeah. And Bambi's just looking in the opposite direction. Nah, Bambi's just looking in the opposite direction like, I don't know what I can do. And Zevran's just like gesturing frantically.
It was such a Zevran moment though, Zevran being like, oh my god, Bambi.
Yeah.
Get out of the crows!
And Bambi's just like, I'm sorry, ooh, I've been indoctrinated.
Meanwhile, Zevran being a sweet bean and like being like, you should get out of the crows. And 2 seconds earlier, Katarina dead naming and calling a weak failure.
Yep.
That's what Katarina would do.
Oh yeah.
And it's not because she's anti-trans, it's because she doesn't feel like you deserve the name of the good crow.
Oh yeah.
Which is even worse.
It is. Oh, Katarina is awful, and I love what you're doing with her.
That's because she should be awful no matter what.
Easy. I told the shadows
Oh, my daughter is just sitting down next to her dog. He's cute.
They never listen.
Like sitting on the ground next to her. Viper, my handsome son of a bitch, what happened?
You too, Rook.
He got dicked down.
He did. How'd you get caught? I was busy having sex with my husband, Amaris.
Yep.
The Venatori interrupted.
I couldn't give up.
No, that's not how that went, because Amaris would be like, I'm killing all of you in your sleep.
That's canonically how it's going to go in Dreadwolf.
But the Venatori expected me.
Rook probably... Okay, I'm going to heck it. Valerius feels so awful about this.
So...
He's like, oh man...
What happens to the shadow
Don't
dragons?
anyone tell him that in the other timeline Treviso is pretty much okay.
Yeah, I mean...
They're better off than Rathis.
Treviso is, but the crows aren't.
I think the crows are. The crows lose less people than the shadow dragons if you pick Minrathis.
I mean, they do.
The only important characters that die, spoilers if you haven't done this route, are Chance and Jacobus, but Jacobus does sting.
Yeah, and Hero, thank you. I love Hero. Like, have you... Like, she has so many NPC lines, I did not realize until my second playthrough when I started just spam clicking her every time I went to Treviso. Especially when you're a Crow Rook.
I'd rather take
She starts talking about, like, your day's training, and it's so good for the lore.
And emerge stronger. Better. Even if I'm not here to see it.
Oh, the Venatori. They're just men! Hit them with your car!
He's not the love of your life. He's a member of the Venatori. Hit him with your car.
Honestly.
Okay, we're finishing up things in Menrathis for a little while before we move on. Because I have side quests to do here, and I want to make sure they get done. Nev, do you still like me? No. Okay. Okay, bye. Oh my god, if she has ice powers, I didn't think about that until I started singing it.
Rip.
Do you want to build a snow? Do you want to build a snowman, Rathis? It might replace the main one. Oh god. I know your city is completely fucked. It's kind of my fault. I'm losing the song. I'm usually much better at this. I can't Rook save Treviso because he's a Grey Warden and Lucanus mentioned Blight, but he does feel awful about Menrathis. Probably takes longer to forgive himself than Nev takes to forgive him. Yeah. And my biggest problem is all of the people who are like, oh my god, Nev is so mean to you after... It's like, Lucanus is so much less forgiving than Nev. Nev might be meaner at first.
You to remember the fallen?
But
yeah,
Lucanus,
Nev has like a outburst, but Lucanus keeps like a cold anger for the rest of it.
May you shine bright in our memory.
Yeah, I always do this part.
Always cherished.
Never forgotten.
Davrin's like, I feel like I'm interrupting. It's like, I'm just here to support my boyfriend. It's like, hey Davrin, can you magically take my shirt off? I know you know how. I know you know how.
Yep. I have one thing about the relationships that I disagree with, and I know it's gonna be a hot take for you because we were talking about Nev and Lucanus. I don't think Nev and Lucanus should have ended up together. I think it was right there. Bellara and Nev and Lucanus.
Yeah,
and
but honestly, Bellara has far more chemistry with Davrin than she does Nev. Like, in the banter. In the cutscene dialogue. Excuse me. Yeah, she has more with that. But in the non-cutscene dialogue, she has, like, the banter. Her and Davrin's chemistry is unmatched. The problem is, they decided to be assholes and make it so that Davrin and Bellara are the only two members of your party who don't romance somebody outside of Rook if Rook doesn't romance them.
Yep.
Because Emmerich romances Strife. They kind of imply that Bellara might get back with, what's her name? The other village member. Irulan, yeah. They kind of imply she might get back with Irulan, but it's never outright stated. But Strife and Emmerich start dating. And then Tosh and Harding, Nev Lucanus. And I kind of agree with Parker in that they had plans for Bellara Davrin, but then they took it away because they wanted to push people towards Bellara and Davrin as the romance options. And if you really look at the romances and how the story plays out, they do feel like the ones that are supposed to be canon. Because they are the two, they feel, especially with all the elf stuff, right?
It's quiet.
And it's like, it feels like they're the...
Waiting inside.
Like, if there was a video that say playing Veilguard as Bioware intended videos, like, you know how people do that with games sometimes? It feels like if you were going to romance a man, you'd romance Davrin. If you're going to romance a woman, you romance Bellara. And I'm like, I agree with that a lot after seeing, especially after playing the Bellara romance and having started the Davrin one. The Davrin one, especially if you're a Grey Warden, it feels like you should romance Davrin.
That's fair. My Grey Warden was my first Lucanus romance run.
Well, and it feels like, and people have pointed out that hours of content-wise, or lines of dialogue for romance, Bellara and Davrin have by far the most. God, I forgot I've taken on the strong dragon on Nightmare. This is the tough boy.
Rip.
I got it though. I'm above level 40. I got this. he's weak to... he's resistant to lightning, so that's not good for me. But he is also weak to necrotic, which is good for me. I have a... when I play a warrior, I always bring Ghilan'nain and Emmerich to this fight because it's just perfect. The like combinations of damage. Especially if you do the Morn Watcher route for a warrior where you get the necrotic damage. Yeah, I'm running a Grey Warden who dipped into the necrotic tree just because when we're headcanning he learned it from training to fight Darkspawn and using their own abilities against them. This is my headcanon. And it's a lot of fun. He didn't go down that route for like his specialization, he just has the little scythe ability that throws the 3 projectiles and then explodes when you throw the shield. But he's a Slayer because Slayer is objectively the best. It's the most barbarian-like warrior class because it's all about big bunk.
Valid, yeah. I always bring Ghilan'nain and Emmerich for the endgame fight because the necrotic together for just going against all those different types of enemies, best.
I have a rule that I have to bring my romance partner for the entirety of the final mission, even if it has multiple stages. So that's like in the final battle in Dragon Age Origins, that's I have to take Liliana through all of Denerim. In Dragon Age 2, I have to have whoever I'm romancing with me, usually Fenris, in the final fight. Inquisition, same thing for the worst final boss and final fight in the history of Dragon Age, Corypheus. The fight is just so underwhelming. That's its problem. It's so underwhelming. It's built up so well, but it's like nothing.
Yeah,
and it's like the shortest one out of all of the Dragon Age games.
Yeah, like, I was shocked. I was like, wow, that was short.
All that build up for Corypheus, and he gets the worst final boss fight in BioWare history.
I will say, I think you'll enjoy it if you do a Lucanus romance run, bringing him, because he's the harshest with Solus when you have that time when Solus is...
Lara did not mince words, though.
Oh, yeah, no, but like, Lucanus, whole other level.
I brought Davrin with me on my second run because I, didn't make the poorest decision I've ever made in my life like I did in my Let's Roleplay. Harding goes hard on... Yeah, I was about to say, Harding tears him a new one. It's amazing.
Yeah. I really enjoyed Lucanus with it because you don't get to see, after they've harmonized whatever, with him and Spike, you don't really see them interacting. The dialogue that happens then, you get to see them, they're in perfect sync to absolutely brutalize Solus.
Oh, no. So like my rule is like, I have to take my romance, so it's like, my first playthrough obviously I brought Tosh with me. Second playthrough I brought Balara. This playthrough I'll be taking Davrin. And the Balara one I was playing on Nightmare as well, but I was a warrior so it was a little easier, but I was still like, oh man, he's resistant to lightning. So Balara was rough. And then the second half of the fight he's resistant to what is it? Fire, so it's like, damn it! Because I had Davrin, I had Balara and Davrin. Or no, I didn't. My second run I didn't, but my first run I had Tosh, and I was like, damn it. My second run I had Balara and Lucanus, and I love every other playthrough. It's been something serious that the two people talk about as we're making our way up to fight Elgar'nan. But with them, it was like, hey, what kind of feast are we gonna cook for everybody back at the lighthouse? And I was like, of course that would be what you two talk about. I love those beans so much. I do love Lucanus as a character. He's very well done most of the time, but he's dropped the ball a few times, and it's hard to get past for me. When a character that could have been the best character in the fucking game isn't. Will! I will say Davrin definitely got what Will should have gotten.
I was nervous because Davrin was my first romance, and I was really worried that they would give him the Will treatment. I was so pleasantly surprised, like, by the amount of content that he got, and that it was so good.
Yeah. He gets so much content from for dialogue, and it's like amazingly well done. I need you to draw aggro, please, so I can heal, please. Thanks, babe.
Wagon says no, smash.
I do also like whenever you have Davin draw aggro and you're dating him, and it's like, my boyfriend draws the attention because he doesn't want me to get hurt. Dragon. This dragon is the only one that's giving me trouble as a rogue so far. Davin? I mean, this ability always gets me.
On your right.
Get his foot! Yeah! Shot him foot! Woohoo! But, no, I can't. I want to see different dialogue, though, and I almost always bring either Davin or Tosh up at the final fight, so I'm gonna bring Davin this time, but I'm gonna not bring Balara, which I never do. Ooh, I might have Balara be the one who gets pulled into the mirror. I haven't done that yet, actually. Except in my Nev Romance run. But I haven't beaten that run yet, and I know I'm going to do that, so I'm like, I really would like to see what have that, because I've heard that is really well done. I've heard it's better with Balara, because it's more about the being an elf and less about being Tevinter kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Which I like, but also at the same time I'm like, I like bringing Balara with me. So I'm like, maybe I'll bring Emmerich with me to the final fight for the first time. No wait, I brought Tosh and Emmerich my first run. But I need to bring a mage. Tosh and... maybe I'll bring Nev and see what her and Davin have to talk about?
That could be interesting. Yeah.
I think I'll bring a different team up to the final boss, like when you're first running through, like, and you encounter Solus, and when you're like rescuing the other mage, and then I'll bring my boy for I'll bring that team for the fight with Elgar'nan. But maybe I'll bring like Davin and Emmerich, or Davin and I can't bring Harding. Because we all know what I'm doing there.
Yep.
Because I'm not doing that ever again.
Yep.
I pissed someone off saying that last stream. They're like, really? Your Harding's so much better written than Davin. I'm like, no, she's not. And also, fuck you. I like Davin better.
Yeah, which is valid. I do think it's... yeah, I don't think I ever really have Davin and Balara together in a party with me, just because of who I usually head out with. So I don't know what they talk about really.
They flirt all the time, and
hell yeah.
What the fuck? What just happened? I didn't get hit. Oh, he took to the air and shot me. These random dudes do nothing but draw my allies' attention, and it bothers me. Hey guys, attack this guy. And I forget what the gimmick is with his shield, because like he keeps regenerating his shield, and it's like as long as these guys are alive, he regens. Is that the thing? Because if so, I'm not going to restart this fight.
Maybe.
Let's get a detonation going then. Kaboom. Where's the dragon?
It's behind you.
Oh, bitch nugget.
Ooh. Yep, there it is.
Let's shoot you in the head. Aha! On my right. Okay, Davin, no need to quote no need to quote Steve Rogers, even though you're basically Captain America. In numerous ways. In numerous ways is he Captain America. Someone revealed they had a little bit of racist tendencies. I said that once, and they're like, oh, you mean Sam? And I'm like, no. Why would you assume I meant Sam?
Interesting.
I know why.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh my god, I didn't even think about that. Now I am. I'm so sorry. And I was like, why don't you check your privilege? nothing you can do about having privilege. But just check yourself before you riggedy wreck yourself, son. Yeah, that's right, I said that.
And I'm not your bro.
You are my bro, whether you like it or not.
Yeah. You're my bro, you can't escape me.
I mean, I could. I don't want to, though.
Can. How? How are you going to escape? You know you couldn't. Because you would tell one of our friends where you were. And then they tell me.
That's true. That's true. I would absolutely tell one of our friends, and then you'd be like, haha, I know where Cole is, I will find him. And I'd be like, who told Cass? And everyone would be like, I don't know what you mean.
What are you talking about? We were just having a little gossip session. Yeah.
Whoop!
I'm ready. Tell me what you need.
Oh no. I need you both to go kaboom on this thing's head. Where's the kaboom? There's supposed to be a dragon shattering kaboom!
Attack now.
I'm getting it. I am attacking now with all of my might, Davern. All my miggity might. Okay, I'm gonna go sunder you. Kaboom! Yeah, who's your least favorite NPC in this game? Which I know is hard because they're all so great.
Strife. Immediate. No hesitation.
Who?
Strife.
What'd you say?
I'm ready to go.
Oh, Strife.
Strife is your least favorite? Why? Doesn't bore Emmerich.
No.
Yes, damn it. Okay, we still have a detonation though.
I think it's also because there's the least interaction with him. Most of the others, like the other leaders, you
actually there's
go
least
to them
interaction with
for...
Isabella, but Isabella makes up for being a previous game party member.
Yeah, and also Isabella has at least the the one-liners that you have to go to for my favorite, well, second favorite quest, which is just beating people up in the arena.
Oh, the arena.
Yeah.
It's like we have a spirit of. I love how she just doesn't like crows, so she shit talks Lucanus.
It's so funny.
I might lose this one, but it's okay. We can retry. I don't know what's time. Yeah, we got time. Another like 45 minutes at most. And then I say farewell. The same.
I think I may need to hop off after about 20 minutes from now.
How dare you? No, not allowed. That's illegal.
I'm so sorry.
You.
You're illegal.
You know, you coming to visit Texas and Trump and his cohorts would think you were.
Honestly, yeah. Like, they started issuing warnings in various countries saying, hey,
don't go to America.
If you can avoid it, don't go to America.
Yeah, they are getting real bad. And I, an American, am like, hey, friends who aren't American, everyone give a holla for Balara. Yeah. But you know, Balara's like, that's me. Oh, holla, I get it. That's also a very... I feel like she likes Meryl because... Or... She likes... Balara because she reminds her of Meryl. She's like, that's my girl.
Primed and ready.
Can you heal me, please, Dusty? Thanks, Emma.
No.
There are also less green potion things in here than in any other boss fight. There's only one. It's like regenerator one.
Are there more when you're on easier levels? Because I thought there was 3.
Maybe.
Yeah, because I think lower levels there's one on each side in an alcove and then one up at the front by the dais.
Maybe. There's not one up at the front at all in this round. Oh, come on. That one's so hard to dodge. Can you go kaboom?
Final call. You got trouble on your right. Coming in range.
Get him. Fire my arrows of truth, justice in the American way. I don't know why I said that. I don't even like American.
And the American way. Okay, Homelander.
No, that's Superman, thank you.
I don't know my freaks.
Okay, Homelander. Everyone who likes comics, it's like, I mean, I understand why, but no. We fully understand why the comparison was made, but please stop it. Every Superman fan alive.
I love manga. I love Wonder Woman.
There's some nerd out there who sensed that you use the word manga when referring to comic book characters, and he just went. And his eyes twitching, and he doesn't know why, because he's not watching the screen, and he's like, why am I upset?
Yeah. Like, I love those, like, I love drawn, like, picture animes, you know, and books.
Just pissing off all the dude bros. Oh my god, there's so many of these things! And I need your barriers to go down, sir, and I don't know how to get it down. Because it keeps regenerating over time, and it's like, why is it regenerating?
I can't remember, I think when I did it, I had Lucanus and Emmerich, and it was a lot of big destinations with necrotic.
Well, I've been doing that, but also, oh no, I hit the wrong one! Damn it! Heal me, Emmerich. Which you're legally required to do as Bone Daddy. I still think that that's bullshit that move goes off even if you hit them with a charged attack.
Yeah.
Okay, well I got all the mages taken care of. And Kabushki! Ooh, 3 arrows to the head. Head. That's right, I made a head joke. Emmerich, can you heal me? Whoop, whoop, whoop. Stupid dragons. I don't know my fruits. No, you do not. I love All Might. It's a picture of Superman. Dude, this one's dumb off. It's not, that is never has a more true statement been said. Dubros piss themselves off.
And if they don't piss themselves off, I'm here to annoy them. My favourite anime is SpongeBob.
Oh yeah, I love the episode where he fights Bubble Bass.
Yes. The hand-slinging slasher.
Best at top 10 anime villains.
Yep.
Dude, when are they gonna reveal who Pinhead Larry really is? I'm waiting for the reveal.
I know.
It's been like 30 years, man. Anime's getting so ridiculous with how long they take to reveal their villains.
We should do a troll ranking video call where we're ranking top anime villains.
And we put Bubble Bass at the top.
Yes. Because obviously the top anime villains are Bubble Bass, the Hatchling Slasher, that one mare from Powerpuff Girls. Oh, the sun in the Teletubbies.
The sun is a villain. It gives them light. Sounds like woke propaganda to me.
And Big Bird. I don't know. There's just something about him I can't trust.
Yeah, like why does a bird need to be that big? Come on.
Why is he so big? And why is he like? So, right, because the only time you see yolks that colour are like adding calcium, which means that they're feeding their own eggshells, which means Big Bird is eating his own eggshells. Why is he consuming eggs? What happens to them?
What happens to his kids? Yeah, like that's the question that's always on my mind.
Yeah, exactly.
What happens to Big Bird's big children?
Yeah, the big brethren. Where did they go?
Big babies. Who's fighting a bubble bath? Oh, we're joking and saying that SpongeBob, top 10 anime villains is bubble bath from SpongeBob. Because we were talking about posting up anime news. You don't understand the nuances of Attack on Titan, okay? You as an actual anime fan had to deal with that.
Titan. Yeah, I love Attack on Titan. I loved when Zeus and his brothers and sisters defeated Kronos.
Oh god. Well, thank you for opening up your injured spot for... Damn it. I think we are going to get it first try, guys. I think I just had to really abuse Emmerich healing me.
Yep.
And Davrin getting aggro. Like this.
Tell me what you need.
Ka-chow.
Davrin doing something for me? Just more of that, please.
The Dav Daddy.
Daddy room. Finally I got rid of this barrier and I got a detonation. Hey, can y'all like get the shit out of this thing?
Ka-chow.
Good chigga. Chigga ka-chow. The implications of Lightning McQueen need to be examined.
I'm good to go.
I need
Oh, Dookie ka-chow. So good.
with the power of
God and anime on this side.
Yeah, I feel like we need to have a discussion about how there is canonically a car Jesus in the Cars universe.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah, like how did they nail him to a cross if he doesn't have any hands? How did they nail him?
They nailed his tars to a circle.
Hands.
It's not a cross, it's just a circular shape in their universe.
I'm really concerned by the Cars universe because how did they have all these buildings when they don't have hands and the manual dexterity? Like what happened evolution wise?
Woohoo! We beat it. They melted his tires to the cross. Oh my god, that's even more dark.
Dang.
Jeez.
There. It's over.
Alright, how about this, Cass? Let's go another 10 minutes and then we'll end stream and you can go.
Good to me.
An undead dragon. That's one for the books.
What book, Stefan?
I love that you say you can go as if I'm like stuck in class.
Who says you're not? I'm just kidding.
I feel like I haven't learned anything today.
You never will. You never will. You'll never learn your lessons.
It's true.
I think the last thing we should do is walk the graves of Emmerich. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, hey, look. A thing that will never come to fruition, probably.
You return. We are content.
Why are you here? What do you want?
Not
as much as I would love to see what they did with the Executors, also part of me is like, I don't trust it.
This just gets weirder every time.
Do not trust what they would do with... Honestly, I want to see Parvalin so bad, I'm just going to do it myself with Blackjack and Hookers. And Caspian will be in the middle of it with Bambi.
Yes.
He thinks they're hookers, it's just Tomasrans doing their job.
Bambi's just there like, I'm just having a good time. You want me to join the queue? Sure.
They're like, we're learning other sex methods just for research. And Bambi's like, I'm loving these.
Yes.
Bambi shows up with a cast on his, like, midsection. And he's like, what happened to you? It's like, Bambi, what happened? Kunari women.
Yep.
I also have my original Kunari non-binary king/queen/monarch for y'all to meet soon.
Excellent. Oh, I'm so ready.
Because y'all are going to go to Saharon and have to, like, pick sides, and that's going to be interesting.
Now, what do
I'm concerned because I feel like Bambi is not gonna understand the political situation or ramifications enough to pick any sides.
Since we're here to gather
hey,
for the dead,
stop.
I thought I'd teach Manfred some plant
Stop yelling at Manfred. Okay, Cameron.
I can't
be kind to gentle Manfred.
Yes.
Emmerich, how could you stay annoyed at that face? Skull.
I still love how he's voiced by Matt Mercer. I pointed out to Frank who doesn't like watch D&D or anything, and he's like, "What do you mean?" And I was like, "Oh, let me put it this way. You know Asher, because he's playing a Shadow Dragon." He's like, "Oh yeah, Asher. He's probably my favorite NPC right now." Same voice actor who voices him also voices Manfred, and he was like, "I don't know what to do with this information, but I both love it and hate it." I'm like, "Welcome to everybody who played this game." I was like, he also plays one of the main antagonists that you meet through Balara's questline. He was like, "Why does he have so many roles in this game?" I'm like, "Because he's Matthew fucking Mercer."
Fascinated me when I was younger.
He's in the walls.
For years, I researched and experimented, spoke.
I love how Emmerich is like, "Lichdom," and my Rook's like, "Yeah, sure, if you want," but then at the end of it, it's gonna be like, "Oh wait, if you want to be a Lich, we get no Manfred." No. My first playthrough that's on my YouTube channel, Emmerich was so convincing that he should become a Lich that I made him a Lich, and I sent Davrin, so I lost both Asan and Manfred in my first run.
No.
My blind run lost Asan and Manfred.
I can't believe you've done this.
I didn't know what I was doing. It was my first run.
You made
but I was nervous. The Liches are the great
and you
protectors
lost
of the necropolis.
The good boys.
I'm so glad I wasn't romancing Davrin on that run.
Of tests and rituals. They granted me
also, I'm not gonna lie, the whole Lich thing
attempt
confuses me and creeps me out a little bit because I'm like, what did they do with his head?
Because like here he says it's because of my immortal flesh, and it's like my mortal flesh will be possessed by my immortal soul, and it's like, but why did they skin you?
Yeah.
Why are you actually a fucking skeleton?
Yeah, it confuses me a wee bit.
That's great for a necromancer, right?
First run at Lost Harding and Nev, and that Rook was devastated because that was everyone Rook started with gone. Yeah, I saw that in one of my favorite other YouTubers who, like, I'm just a fan of. Like, I'm not even a blip on the map to him. He's such a big name. RPG creator, Mapokalops. He just finished his Veilguard run, and he lost Harding, and Nev got kidnapped, and he was so upset because he was, or no, I think he said... No, it's not Mapokalops. It was someone else I was watching, because he said Balar because he was romancing Nev, and he didn't trust it. But, like, it was someone else I was watching sent both Nev and Harding, and was just devastated because like, these are... I told Varric I would take care of the team. Oh, it was Meg Mage, and she was like, I told Harding, I told Varric I would take care... When Rook says... Take care of the team, Varric told me, and then both of them are gone. She was like, I lost the both! And it was like so like sad. I was like, oh. I didn't think about it that way, but it hurts to think about.
My true consciousness would be housed in my departed flesh.
How?
When you date him, he becomes Bone Daddy. See, for me, I would rather be Manfred's stepdad or stepmom.
Moon blossoms.
Yeah.
Famed in verse and song.
I also don't want to put Emmerich through losing me and then having to live forever.
Do Liches have a sense of smell?
There's that scene in Return to the King where Elrond makes that look so bad to Arwen.
Others will become available.
Oh yeah.
Other than that, I can't say if
yeah,
the
that would be
flowers still hold
heartbreaking.
their bloom for me.
I saw one that made me sad, and it was Critical Role and like the cast of Vox Machina as they age, and it's like Pike and Scanlan have to watch the strongest person they know grow old and die while they're still young, and talking about Grog.
And you're joining
and I was like, why would you say that to me?
Elements have held
Can't
me
believe
back.
you've done this.
It's really sad to think about.
There's no instructions for
and someone pointed out it's like it's kind of like a child watching their father who is like pinnacle of strength and like a superhero to them grow old and die, and I'm like, that's a little too real for me.
Mercifully, that falls to another watcher.
My dad is literally built like the Incredible Hulk, or was before he had too many surgeries to keep doing what he's doing. He's still big, but he's getting to the point where he can barely work out anymore, and I'm like, oh, it's not going to be long before he hates life because he can't do the thing he loves doing.
So,
yeah,
what's holding you back from Lichdom?
I will be sad.
My preparations. There's a chance I could die permanently during the rites.
Also, chat, remember, if you haven't already and you've been watching the stream and you've been enjoying it, like the video. Maybe subscribe if you haven't already. I welcome all people who are good people and not assholes and who love RPGs.
True.
That's reasonable.
You think that's like for Asari and Krogan that date humans and Turians? Oh, absolutely. That's absolutely what it's like for Asari in the Mass Effect universe who date.
Traditionally, candidates
for
Lichdom face one final sifting of the soul.
Probably why Asari Krogan relationships are so common, because they both live for over 1,000 years.
She's a lich. A half-lich, though that hasn't diminished her powers. Until I stop her plans.
Oh, I got one dislike on the video, which probably means someone came in and was an asshole, like a bigot, and then they, like, heard me talking shit about bigots and anti-woke culture, and they were like, you, fuck you, hit the dislike, and then left. That's what it is 90% of the time.
So, what's
Why are people? Why are people?
Why would someone who's anti-woke even click on a Veilguard stream? And they're like, I'm here to talk shit, her. And they never say anything in chat anymore because I think they realize, like, they look at me and they're like,
sifting of a soul
that guy's
avoided.
Everything I wish I was, but he's woke. What the hell? I have legit had people being like, man, why is such a Giga Chad like a woke sheep? And I'm like,
for a watcher, hasn't cost
fuck.
harsh on spirits.
We made allowances because of
I was like, you're the people who are sheep because you're not awake. You're not woke.
To be disposed of.
You really care about them.
The term woke has really gotten away from what it's meant for.
Some spirits are dangerous.
It's the same as snowflakes.
For all she's done,
which, to be fair, all the conservatives are the snowflakes.
Exactly, which is really funny to me.
They're like, I don't get offended easily, Snowflake. Look, a trans person. My family values. You cheat on your wife like 4 times a year.
Yeah, it's like the fuck your feelings and like facts, not feelings, and then we lay out facts and they're like, wait, not like that though. Not when it's aimed at me.
And then Ben Shapiro, like, and people like that. Dude, you know who Nick Fuentes is, right? That, like, really, the guy who said, your body, my choice.
Yeah.
He did a stream talking about how the left was right about Trump.
Here we are.
And I was like, wow, when that guy says it, you know it's a problem.
If you could place them on the grave.
He was like, the left were right, the liberals were right, and I was like, oh my god, Nick Fuentes is on our side. What the fuck universe is this?
They walk eternity.
Yeah, that's wild. Oh god.
After I became a watcher, I erected a proper shrine to my parents. When
Conservative family values, you mean cheating on your wife every 3 months and not being a parent to your children?
Well,
because I've been actively trying to find a new job, but like while I've been a stay-at-home dad, I've told people that, and like I've literally had people in like servers be like, well, not servers, but like Facebook messages, like Facebook and bullshit like that. They're like, "You're a stay-at-home dad. How are you not super embarrassed?" I'm like, because there's nothing embarrassing about having one of the hardest jobs in the world. Like, being a stay-at-home parent is difficult.
It's a pleasure.
Absolutely. Yeah, I have so much respect for stay-at-home parents. I could not do it.
Some memories are bright.
I like doing it, but like, I need to, and that's why YouTube helps with like income and stuff, but I do need to find, the job market right now is just,
the choices ahead.
And especially when you are a seasoned professional in your field, the competition is crazy right now because everybody in my field is looking for a job right now because the job market is so awful. Yeah. And then when I apply for a job that's lower than like what I'm worth, I get told you're overqualified and we think you won't listen to like your superior. I'm like, dude. It's so dumb.
can tell you what I think.
Yeah.
Job market in the USA is abysmal right now.
Oh yeah, same over here. It's rough.
Could always.
But I get to make more content, and I get to make money.
Couldn't you?
This is basically a part-time job at this point, so you know what? It's working out.
By the time I mastered
a win is a win.
I was a man.
No, I just need to get to the point where I have like 40,000 subscribers.
Recognition. Or
so everyone share my channel with your friends.
if I speak for too many other spirits,
so that I can do this full-time. And get paid like a full-time job.
It'd be impossible. I agree.
I had a friend who, like, he had to back out of his stream yesterday because he wasn't feeling well, but he didn't tell me until, like, 10 minutes before, and we were playing the game together. It was the Pokemon Rival Lock. I was like, hey, man, I need to know more in advance. That's why I did this Elasta 2 demo stream instead, and I was like, I need to know more in advance, because remember, I make money on my streams, and he was like, oh my gosh, and I was like, yeah, so if I have to cancel a stream, I actually lose money, and he was like, I wasn't even thinking about it, and I was like, yeah, I know, it didn't cross your mind, but like, just for future reference, I'm not mad at you, but for future reference, he was like, I can tough through it if you need me to. I was like, no, you're sick. Go be sick and rest. But I'm going to just stream something else, but like just for future reference. And he was like, won't happen again, I promise. If I start feeling kind of sick, I'll let you know beforehand so you can prepare just in case I have to cancel. And I was like, that is reasonable. That's what I want.
Yes.
Like, don't tell me, like, we're not going to cancel just because you're, like, kind of feeling sick. Like, if you're like, oh, I feel a little sick, maybe. Like, we're not going to cancel because of that. Like, that's fine. But, like, I will prepare just in case. Like, oh, I just got someone who's watching in chat, but, like, his message in Discord, he's like, it's like, there was that one time you got someone in chat who legit said that he disliked the video because you asked people to like and subscribe, and it's like, why are you getting mad at YouTubers for doing the thing that makes them money?
Yeah.
And helps their channel grow? And it's like, and back in the day when you couldn't make money on YouTube, it was like, okay, whatever. You don't actually care about your content. But like nowadays, it's like, what are you talking about? Like, every single YouTuber who does Let's Plays asks at least once in the video, hey, please remember to like and subscribe. Do you just like every gameplay video you watch? No, you know who doesn't say like and subscribe? The people with 35, 40, 50,000 subscribers.
Well, yeah.
Oh, Lucanus wants to talk to us. Should we do that? Should we do that conversation real quick before we end?
Yeah.
Because a certain someone is obsessed with Luca Boy.
Who would be obsessed with Luca Boy?
I think it's my friend Caspian.
Oh my god, they sound like an idiot.
Nah, they're pretty smart sometimes. They just make dumb decisions when it comes to what characters they like in RPG. I'm kidding.
Fight me, Frodo.
Like, for some reason, they really like Gortash. I don't know why. We're getting the Nevromance. Yay!
What's all this going to be?
Yes!
Paella. Well,
where he's making food.
Two of them. One without seafood.
And he's considerate. He makes one without seafood for Emmerich.
For dessert. Nev's favorite.
You made dessert just for Nev?
Yeah, he did.
There's enough for everyone.
Yes, but you still made it just for her.
Yeah, he did.
You think it's a bad idea?
You like Nev.
You're sweet on Nev.
Don't say it like that. You think it's too much?
No, she'll love it.
Don't they say the way to someone's heart is through their stomach?
Him being cute. He's so thoughtful. How could you not love him?
Don't listen to
you know, it's gotta suck to be an elf in the Dragon Age world and be really into fitness, because I made Valerius the most jacked you can make an elf. And
I just had to be good with a knife.
He looks like a guy who's been bodybuilding for like maybe 8 months.
Rook.
Poor guy.
Thank you for giving me
You
this
say
contract.
that, but also it must suck in the Dragon Age universe to have any sort of ass, because the maximum ass slider is nowhere near enough.
No, see, the maximum ass slider can be enough if you also snatch their waist to oblivion. That's what I did with my... You know, let's talk to Nev first, and then we'll end the stream. And then...
Okay.
What do you got going on for the rest of your day, Cass? Because I know it's not 10:30 p.m. for you.
No, it is bedtime for me after this.
Oh, it's bedtime?
Taking a break.
Yeah, because I have to be up in the morning.
What time is it for you?
3:33 a.m.
Holy shit, Cass!
That's why I said I could do probably about 20 minutes more.
Alright, well, we're gonna save, And I was going to end here anyway, so we're going to save with the Zavrastard. And thank you all for tuning into the stream. I hope you all enjoyed it. This was one of the more successful streams we've had in a while, which I was like, oh, maybe it's just because of it. But it's like, also it could be because I'm streaming on Friday instead of Sunday. Maybe Fridays are better. We'll see. Might stream on Fridays more often. Might alternate Fridays and Sundays just to see which one works better. And also depending on like when I have D&D, because the reason we stream today is because we have our Dragon Age D&D game on Sunday.
Yeah, we do.
But anyway, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like down below, or enjoyed the stream, leave a like down below. Or if you're watching afterwards on the VOD on YouTube, leave a like down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. And if you want to contribute more than being a subscriber, you could become a member and get access to these amazing Twitch emotes drawn by Caspian. Cas, spam them in chat.
Okay, let me scroll down.
Spam, 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 spam. Spam the emotes.
Well, all but one are drawn by me, yes.
All but one. One was one that I already had. And also, we have a new emote coming soon, also drawn by Cass. That's less Dragon Age vibes and just more me-specific vibes. So.
Yes.
But anyways, chat, thank you all so much for watching. This was a fun stream. I really enjoyed this. And we will see you guys. My next stream will be next Thursday. Bit of a break in streaming, but that's just because I have stuff going on the rest of the week. Mm-hmm. So I will see you all on Thursday for stream. And if you want to watch my content in the meantime, I have my Baldur's Gate 3 Let's Play going on. I have my Let's Roleplay, Blind Dark Urge. I have a Mass Effect 3 roleplay going on. And if you want more Dragon Age, I have played through all 4 Dragon Age games on the channel. So you can go watch those. Including Veilguard as a Kunari warrior, which, in my opinion, more fun. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you all on Thursday. Cass, I'll see you on Sunday.
Yeah.